All right, and we're live, baby. So, hey, we're just coming here live, having a good day on a Saturday. Got a couple things to talk about with Kev. We're talking about dreams right now, so figured just let it rip. Let Kev talk about his dreams.
Ye
So go ahead.
Yeah, I was telling Trevor about the one of these dreams I had. He's like, "Oh, let's just start recording." So, we're gonna get into it now. So, yeah, I had a dream. It was like probably a year and a half ago, where
Mhm.
I was choking this dude out, and bro. I didn't know who this dude was. I didn't know like what led up to it, like why I was doing it. But I remember fucking choking this cat, like, and just
Was he like laying down, or you had him
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
the
He's, like, on his
Undertaker type
back, and
shit?
I'm, like, on top of no, not like I'm fucking no, he's, like, on his back, and I'm just, like, on top of him. Fucking, like, it was so bad, dude. I was, like, yelling at him to shut up because I just wanted him to die already. Like, I don't even know why I did it, dude. I just knew that I had to fucking choke this cat,
It's so weird.
and it
Like,
was, like
where did that come from?
I don't know, man. I don't know if it was, like, something in my subconscious mind, like, I don't recall thinking about needing to kill someone, earlier that day. It was just
Yeah.
like I fucking was there in a dream, and it's, like, so stupid with dreams too, because like, you'll be in those weird ass situations, and you don't think like, "Oh, this is fucking weird." You know
Yeah,
what I'm
no,
saying?
you're living out the whole dream without stopping to realize like what the hell's happening actually.
Yeah, like, if there
And
was a
then
dude
somehow you
here that
remember it the next morning.
Yeah, it's like if there was a dude here on the ground that I was choking out, I'd be like, "What the fuck am I doing? Like, why?" You know?
No, man, that's what I've been listening to Jordan Peterson biblical series, and he's been talking. If you haven't watched that, for all the non-believers, atheists, all them out there, I implore you to check out the first episode because he really dives into what God actually is in the Bible, and he doesn't just talk about like here's a Bible, you should read this. He talks about the stories and shit. So that first episode, if you don't believe in God, I have a strong feeling by the end of it you will. But he was talking about how like what is a dream? If there's no God, what is a dream? Like we're asleep. We're not thinking about anything. Like where do these thoughts come from? Where does it, who plants it in our brain? How are we still able to think about it and remember it? Some people can like the vivid dream, like what is it? Ooh,
Oh, like lucid dreams?
lucid dreams where like you're literally walking around and can control the dream. That's insane. Where's that coming from? Like
Bro,
what the
I've
hell?
tried to do that. I heard like what you can do is like write a mark on your hand, right? And then like every hour, let's say you just check that mark. And the logic is when you're in a dream, you would check for that mark, realize it's not there, and then kind of know that you're in a dream. Like Inception almost.
Oh, that's a great movie. Great
Oh,
movie.
dude. I had a dream that I tried DMT, would you believe?
Oh,
And for
I'll
those
get there one day.
for y'all who don't know, DMT is the chemical that gets released when you dream and when you die, right? And so I'm having this dream where my friend, he gives me like they were like edibles, like chocolates, bro. Like Reese's peanut butter cups or
The
something. He gives
best
me
way.
Yeah, he gives me 2 and I don't feel anything, and then he gives me 2 more, and I remember sitting back and I got 1 bite in and I could kind of feel like something was about to happen, and I chew it 1 more time, bro. Like, I'm talking like, "Okay, something's gonna happen." And the second chew, bro, I fucking shoot off like a rocket. Like, how do I describe it? It felt like I was, like in a cannonball or something, bro. Like,
Oh,
I was like a fucking football and someone just kicked a field goal with my ass, bro. Bonk. Yeah, and I
that
remember
is that
seeing
bitch.
yeah, and I saw a bunch of like you see in Star Wars where they go like warp speed and the stars get kind of like stringy
Yeah.
like that. It looked like that mixed with the colors of Avatar because I just watched that the night before. Like the kind
Ah,
of blue and purple and green.
yeah.
And I did that and I fucking woke up. And I'm like, what the fuck just happened, dude? Like I'm still I it made me not want to try DMT. Like,
Do you write it down or you just remember these?
I should start writing it
Mm-mm.
down, man. I really fucking should, but
Mm-mm. Nah, I started writing them down just
because you yeah,
because.
you do
Yeah,
that
because
shit,
like
right?
I would have forgot. Yeah, no, it's like my notebook all messed up, pages ripped out and shit
Oh
because of it.
shit. Well used,
I
bro.
just yeah, I just throw it on my bed and then when I wake up, just scribble. Like, look at this. Like it's like lines on top of lines. Like I have to wake up and then read through my lines.
But
There's two sentences on top of each other.
yeah, because you're quick to forget shit like that. All right.
Oh yeah. Especially dreaming. And like I was saying, what is that? We don't know what is. I don't know how we can't tap into a dream really unless we're sleeping. Like we can't live. I mean, I guess you could. I'm not the creative person, so I've been talking to my mom a little bit about that, and I think that's why I smoke weed like once a night because I've never been the type of person to like picture. Like I can't draw, I can't do
Oh
any
yeah, me
art.
too.
I'm not that creative type of person where I could put a logical reasoning or explanation, whatever it is, a logical scenario into a picture. But on when I'm smoking, I can. I don't know. Don't
Like
know
you
what that
draw
does. I
better
don't
when
know
you're
how.
smoking.
Not drawing, no, but like even dream like I could picture better when I'm smoke or when I'm high.
Oh, okay.
Like
Yeah,
I could yeah.
like I can't draw either, but like I'm a lot better with my words. Like I feel like I could describe a dream pretty well,
Yeah.
but it's like how am I supposed to draw something so abstract?
Yeah, that's I don't know how I don't know how artists do it. That's why I
I've
love paintings and I will
Yeah,
have paintings in my house when I grow old.
it's like a language I don't speak, bro. Like I tried to when I was out in Colorado, I tried to draw my sister's cat, and it was
Oh
just
no.
like it was just so bad, dude. I'm like, I can't understand this because my sister, she drew my dogs, and it looks fucking spot on, dude. I should
Yeah.
go get that shit right quick. Yeah, but it's so spot on, bro. And I'm like, how the fuck do you have this ability? And I would not be able to draw this in a million years.
I wonder if it's left side, right side brain type shit. I don't
It
know.
might be.
I need
Like
to learn more about it, but
it's hard with my sister because like she's probably the most genetically, similar person to me on Earth. But then it's like, how can she do this and I can't?
hey, you know what? And let's tap into that right now.
Whoa,
Great
what you got,
leeway.
bro? What you got?
How could me and one of my brothers be so similar genetically, but think so differently? You know,
Um,
like, it kind of blows my mind. I know it's experiences, but for me, I've been through a lot, done a lot at my age, and I would
yeah.
like to pass that on down to my little brother, but he doesn't think that way because he hasn't had that experiences. So I don't know how to
So
pass that down.
my my dad is real big into genealogy, right? And he says that the way kind of your genes are divvied up, so to speak, is it's kind of like all your genes and ancestry so like are in a kind of a big bowl, like a soup.
Mm,
And when you're born, you're taking a scoop out of that. So that's like why my sister and I have different percentages of different countries in us, even though both our parents are the same.
yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes
So what
sense.
I think might be going on is like if you have a big bowl full of attributes that your parents are giving you, your scoop might have had something different than your brother's.
Yeah. Look at you drawing it out for us,
I
dude.
try, bro. Like I'm
Hey.
good with my words, dude. Like what's that movie? Scooby Doo, the live action one, the first one.
Scooby Dooby Doo.
Yeah, like they got that scene where they go down in that pit and it's like all the souls down there.
Mm. Yeah, there's what's the other one like that? It's a Disney movie. I want to say Hercules or
Yeah,
something where they
probably
dive
is
down in there.
Hercules.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean that's the only way I can kind of make sense of like why siblings especially can be so similar in many regards, but different.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Like,
guess it's hard to ask you this question, but since you were in the army
uh-oh.
and you led and you've seen your fair share of older people, younger people, and all that, I was in a situation this past weekend where I incorrectly tried to lead my brother to the promised land,
Uh-oh.
and it didn't backfire, but it irritated me because although I tried, I did it in the wrong way and I did it like I learned in the army. I was responsive to people yelling at me during basic training. Like that's I mean, you kind of have to be. And it,
If
it
you
worked a
don't,
bit.
it's gonna be shitty, dude.
Yeah, it worked a bit and that like when someone's yelling at me, I'm like damn, what did I do wrong, and are they even in the right? Like, those are the first. The first
Yeah.
thing is what I do wrong, and I think that's because of the army, obviously. But
Yeah,
and
it's
then the
like you
second,
immediately think that you're in the wrong.
right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
I had to have done something wrong for someone to be yelling at me. Otherwise, there'd be no point in yelling. Like, why are they yelling?
Logically,
They
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
right. And then after that, I'm like, okay, well, were they even in the right? But
Mm.
we talked about this a little bit in the army. The younger generation doesn't respond to that, and maybe it's because they didn't get beaten or had to walk home from school or do anything crazy, but they don't respond to the yelling. What's the alternative, and why don't they respond to the yelling?
I mean, I'll tackle the first part. Like, why don't they respond to the yelling? It's just a generational thing, man. I think. Like, our people, like we respond to yelling, right? But that might not have worked on our parents' generation, right? Like for them, it might have been fucking actually getting hit or something,
Yeah. Ah, yeah.
you know. And then it's like, okay, well, what was their parents like? Or what did our grandparents respond to? It's
Yeah.
like, and that might have just been hitting too. But I don't see that as a negative thing, right? Like
That they
people,
don't respond to yelling, or the
yeah,
yelling
yeah,
hitting.
yeah. Because at the end of the day, dude, yelling is I don't like it.
I hate
Like
it.
to me, yelling means that you can't really articulate your argument in a way that that person understands it, and it would
Yeah.
therefore be a failure. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna take a little side route here and tell a
Go
little
ahead,
story. So,
pop off, bro.
shout out to Irrational Optimists.
Shout out to IO, bro.
It's unbelievable. I met up with a couple dudes from there, one from Sarasota, one from New York, New Jersey, and we went out, went to the beach. We went before the beach. We went to get some coffee. That was awesome. Just sat there, and it was three dudes, never met each other before in our lives, and we went straight to the point. It was about religion, about our past, what we're going through, and it was unbelievable. It was just like one of these podcasts. That's why I love the group so much.
Hell yeah.
And then we went to the beach. Somehow we walked like 3 miles down the beach. Then we neither one of us knew. And then when we get to the end, we go to a bar, we sit down, and Jacob, shout out to Jacob, because this dude, the whole time, like he was trying to talk to these girls, there was a group of 6 girls that walked up. They're all from Pittsburgh, not from Pittsburgh, but they all live in Pittsburgh, and they're occupational therapists going to be doctors. So right away, I'm like,
Got him
here
in the
we go.
bag.
I'm
Here we
like,
go,
I'm
bro.
like, this is gonna be a tough one. And this dude, he sauces it up. The final line was like, "You guys cool if we hang out with you? Like, if not, we'll just sit over there. Like, I really don't care. But if I would like, we're here, you're
Right,
here.
right.
Like, let's
Quick,
just hang out."
did you pull a me and assume it's either going to go great or it's going to go terribly?
No, I assumed terribly right away.
Oh, okay.
I
Like those
I
were the
assumed,
only two
yeah,
outcomes,
yeah.
bro.
No, I assumed terribly because he turned. It was like they walked in. He said, "Y'all look like trouble." And one of the girls that
Oh
looked
my
like
god.
the look they gave him, I'm like, "Ah, dude, you're about to get me
What
in
was the
trouble."
look? Hey, y'all
Like,
look like trouble.
yeah,
What was their look like?
this. Like
Oh,
stone faced,
nothing.
like not even not a
On
chuckle,
to the
nothing, bro.
next.
I'm like, oh my god, no. And he keeps talking and he talks them up. We end up sitting with them, hanging out with them. Go to the next bar a couple hours later, and yelling came up. They were talking about like, I don't yell, I hate yelling. She yells the most, she's the loudest, whatever it was. And I'm like, yelling, yelling doesn't do anything. Yell, it really doesn't do anything. If you're getting frustrated to the point where you have to yell, you have the problem. Whoever's yelling has the issue here. And they're all like, I don't yell, blah, I don't yell, I don't yell. And throughout the night, this one chick kept yelling. So I'm like, no, you got some issues.
Yelling like how?
Like whether it was a joke or whatever it was like a full force yell. Like I don't know if she was joking. I didn't know her well enough to be able to draw that line. I could kind of
Oh.
tell a little bit, but I don't trust nobody. So I was obviously thinking about it the whole time. And I kept bringing up, like, no, look at you yelling. Look at you over and
Like
over. Like,
being
what you
loud or
yelling for? Like,
you know what I'm saying?
no, not even being loud. Like, if I don't know, dude. It was too loud. It was too loud for your boy's liking.
Mm.
Like
Okay.
there was
Yeah. No, I
there
got you.
was a little bit of an aggressive tone behind it. I could tell when you're yelling just to like make a joke because I that's what I do. Like if I'm emphasizing a joke, I'll yell. And I grew up in a family where if you're not yelling, no one's listening. So like
Like
like if
not
you're not
to
the one
name
yelling,
drop, but like a certain someone who was louder than you know either of
like
us would have liked. Mostly
who?
your ex girlfriend.
Okay. Right.
Like
Right.
something
Loud.
similar to that.
Yeah. Who we got? Hold up. Who we got in the comments?
Oh, shout out
Hello
to you,
from Japan.
bro.
All
Yes,
right.
I was watching Iron Chef Japan out in Colorado, bro. Shout out to y'all.
Shout out to Japan. Um, and yeah, I was like, man, yelling, you don't get anywhere yelling. And then sure enough, that's what I did the other day when trying to help my little brother. Like I didn't have to
Oh, you were
yell, but
yelling
I
at him?
got so frustrated because he wasn't listening to me. And it's like I couldn't help you. And you just saying what you're saying over and over again. I still can't help you. So you either need to listen to me so we can figure this out or shut the hell up. Like it's
Mm.
like
Like he just
if
wasn't
you don't
listening to you?
yeah, if you don't have the plan and you don't have it figured out and you're trying to tell me the plan that won't work. I know it won't work. It's like going into battle and you guys just saying just go straight down the middle. Like just go. Like fuck like D-Day, dude. Just go. Like that was like all right, put this like this doesn't seem like it's going to work. Let's figure something else out. It's just go. Like, no, this he said it again. I'm like, this isn't gonna work. Like, are you tired? Do you need help? Do I need to lift it? Like, I'm here to help you. And he got upset, said it again. And so I yelled. I'm like, look, man, like you're holding this here. I'm here to help. Yeah, and I know you can't pick up this concrete. So I'm here right now to help you figure this out, right? And I yelled, and I right then is when he stormed off, walked away, didn't talk to me again. We just left his house.
Mm.
So I don't know how else it's frustration that gets you to the point to yell. And I'm getting a little better with frustration, but I don't know when I hit the cap of frustration how to convey my point. Like I could take a deep breath, but it still doesn't I still don't feel like I'd be able to convey what I'm trying to tell you.
Like
Like
you don't know
I don't
how
know
you
the other way to say it. Like we're in this
mm.
situation, I'm frustrated, you're not understanding what I just said. So maybe yelling will make it serious, but that's not it never works,
It's funny
you
too
know?
because we're all like, "Oh, I'm just gonna yell. That'll work," and then it never does.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, it's like I try to keep like in mind, like the back of my mind, I know that yelling, like you could just take that outcome off the table.
Yeah.
Easier said than
Yeah.
done, but like when I'm in that situation, I just kind of like I try to think of a different way to explain it. Like what were you trying to you said you were leaving him to the
What
promised land?
I was trying to get him to understand. Well, I've been trying to do that, but this situation I was trying to help him out. Like it was just like we were carrying a basketball hoop and some concrete to help him out. And I'm here trying to help you out. He's like, just put the basketball hoop up, and we can't. Just put it down. I can't. And my dad steps. He's like, dude, we can't. We can't stand it up. It won't work right here. He's like, well, just stand it up. I'm like, dude, if you're gonna get frustrated, I'm gonna get frustrated. I can't stand it up. So if you're tired, I can take over for you. If you can't do it, I could take over for you. Whatever the issue is, we need to talk about it so that you're not just standing here with the hoop in your hands and end up dropping it on your feet. We need to talk about it.
Oh. I mean, I could tell you quickly what I would do in that situation is
Send
fucking
it.
just try and stand it up, and when that doesn't work, you know,
Show them that it don't work.
then you know. I mean, sometimes you just have to let people fail. Like people are stubborn and you
Ah,
can't help everyone. Sometimes I've seen it. I've done it before where like someone has a dumb idea, I tell them it's a dumb idea, and it's like, you know, they're not gonna take my fucking word for it. So let's
go
show them it's
ahead.
a yeah, bro, I'll show them it's a dumb idea. And then when that fails, you know, then we'll work from there.
Yeah, I guess that's good in this sense. But when it comes to like the title of this, helping the younger generation get better, you do need to be calloused a bit when it comes to something like that. But it's also like, look, I know in some situations, take me for an example. When I married my ex, no one was like, "Hey, dude, don't do this." They just let me do it, and I couldn't be more thankful for that. I learned so much through it. I don't know what the other path would have been if they said, "Look, man, take this slower," or whatever it would have been.
Yeah.
I find it hard for me now that I've been through these experiences and want to teach them. It's hard for me to convey it to him, and I don't want to step on his toes. Like, yes, you need to go live your life. I understand that. But at the same time, I just did that. I'm 25. I'm a little older. I've been through more. I'm 4 years older than you. Like, listen to me. And I understand like where he's at because I didn't listen to my parents. And I'm sure most of our audience can relate to that too. Not being like, you won't listen to your mom or dad. They'll tell you something. You won't listen. And now a year later, I'm like, shit, they were right. Like I had to learn this shit the hard way. I
I
guess
mean,
it's learning the hard way, but it's like, how could we minimize that? How could we minimize the hard way? Like, you need hard experiences, but at the same time, I went through some, learned from me. You can learn some other hard experiences.
so when you were married, right? Like, did anyone in the shop try to tell you like this chick might not be it? You know,
No, it was more of like, I think I went to Dilworth, shout out Dilworth,
shout
and
out to
said
Dilbert, bro.
like I want to have a kid or something, and I think Rojas too. Shout out to Rojas,
Shout
and
out to Rojo, bro, the goat.
I I don't think they're like, look, man, don't have a kid with her. Like they were just like, dude, a kid right now is not a good idea.
Mm.
And it wasn't even that I listened, but it was subtle enough to where I was like, all right, I could see what you mean.
Yeah, because you were
Like I even
so.
asked Baca. I asked Baca at one time, like, how do you have a kid? How do you have a family with your wife while out here? What do you look for in a woman? He's like, dude, she needs to be so incredibly strong for you even to have like even a relationship together. She needs to be strong too. And that's when it kind of clicked in my head.
Because you were so hard headed back then, though. It's
Yeah.
like if I came up to you and said, you know, Trev, man, I went over there, you know, and like interacted with this chick. I don't think she's the one for you, bro.
Yeah.
Would you? My question though is, would you have take headed of that advice?
It would have led to introspection for sure.
Yeah,
I don't think it would have been like, "Oh, fuck you."
yeah.
Just like when I was losing all my friends, like no one's willing to come over, no one's willing to hang out. I'm like, "All right, here's another sign." you
Oh,
know?
yeah. It's just it's tough with young people because, like, I mean, I had advice given to me when I was young, and it's like I should have listened to it, but I didn't. And I think that's just a young people thing, man. Is like young kids don't like being told what to do,
Yeah.
even if it's exactly what they need to do.
Yeah, it is like maybe do some reverse psychology because it'd be like, "Don't look over there." And every
I
single
mean,
human in the world's going to look over there.
you know that dude that got kicked out of our shop, bro? How many times did we tell him what to do with his wife and his whole situation in
Yeah.
life? Countless. But spent hours and hours trying to help this guy, trying to tell him what to do, and then he just wouldn't do it. And then it's like, well, okay, I think there's a point where you just say, you know, you have to almost let people fail.
Yeah, how do you come to terms with that? It's a little harder for me cuz I'm talking about family. So it's
Yeah.
like hard for me to be like, all right, you know, I guess, I mean, you could probably have some insight on that too.
Like, how do I come to terms with being like, okay, I know this
Okay,
is not going to work for you.
yep, just fail. Go ahead.
I don't really know, man. I'm kind of a calloused individual, just in general with shit like that. Um, I mean, yeah, we were talking about before the show. Like, I left my dog in his crate outside, fucking all day. My wife got all mad at me. It's like I didn't feel fucking bad about that at all. And I kind of think that it's one of those things where if you are in doing something stupid, and I give you advice and you don't take it, it's just kind of it. I hate to say it, like it is what it is type situation. Like
Yeah.
I tried to help, that wasn't working. I think the big kind of thing is realizing that, like, what is the product of the failure, right? So, like in your situation, if I figured the worst case with her was that she was just going to screw around with other guys, you know.
Yeah.
But if I figured that she was like going to take your money or something, or I don't even know, man, do something really out of pocket, like kill someone,
Yeah.
then I wouldn't have let you failed, right? But like I don't like to think that I let you fail with that. Like I should have been more vocal and shit. But
No, that was just callousing your boy up.
yeah, yeah. And I kind of think too that you got to remember that there's growth in suffering with situations like that.
Yeah. It's just hard because I don't want to see like I don't want to see someone suffer the same way I that's why I started the podcast. I don't want to see someone suffer the same way I suffered when I could be here to tell you
Mm.
how I fixed my suffering.
Yeah,
Like
but I would
that's the type of shit that just like hits me in the heart. Like that I don't know, like I want to help so bad. I guess that's
like you don't want to see him go through what you had to go through, right?
right.
But look at how much more of a better man that you are that you went
Right.
from that. It's like the question is that something that can be kind of communicated verbally and not where they have to go through it and suffer more themselves. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think, especially with women being young guys, we get so blinded by the pussy that we don't listen to people. And, we just have to learn the hard way sometimes.
Yeah, I guess it's the biggest problem when we have like lives at risk. Like if I saw him, yeah, like you said, if I saw him like going down a bad path or
Like a
risking his death or someone else's death.
like a path that would lead to him taking his life.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like then it's like let's well,
Yeah,
but even when I was on that path, even when I was on that path though, my like people were trying to tell me what to do and I just didn't listen.
yeah.
So I don't
It's a tough question,
tough
man. It's just
crossroad,
like,
yeah.
yeah, with your situation, could that lead to you taking your life? Yeah. Um, but I think there's a lot more kind of safeguards to prevent something like that. Like if you had said, Kev, I'm really hurting, thinking about trying crystal meth. Then I would not be like, I'm gonna tell him no, and if he does it anyway, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Like, because that'll ruin your life. There's no upside to that. I would have
Yeah.
fucking went over there and flushed down the toilet or something.
Yeah.
But with a breakup, especially, like I think that's unique because there is a lot of heartache and hurt from that. But the upside, once you do kind of rise from the ashes, so to speak, is so much. Like there's so much upside with going through what you went through, right?
Yeah, the lessons learned.
Like the lessons learned, like that'll stay with you for your whole life. And it's like, well, in a way, I'm kind of thankful that that happened when you were so
Yeah.
young. Imagine being 30 years old, being married for 10 years, and then some shit like that happens.
Yeah.
Then you'd really be
Yeah, I
fucked.
get yeah, then yeah. I guess it's also hard because I know we think differently. Like that, especially the younger generation and us being veterans. I know bottom line, we think differently. There's a whole different thought process to everything compared to when I wasn't in.
Oh yeah.
So it's hard to, I don't want to say like, look, man, I'm right. But at the same time, I'm like, look, this is what would work best in my
Ye-
eyes.
I mean,
It's
the
like
only
respecting the other person's experience.
the only real kind of comparison I could draw when I was trying to get you kind of open to being religious or at all, it's like the answer to that is not to just tell Trevor to believe in God. Like what's
Yeah.
going to help him is showing him how God helps us, and then he'll kind of see that himself and want to pursue it further, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like if you tell a young kid, like young 20-year-old, like, hey, you need to do this or you're going to be fucked up forever. Probably none of them are going to listen.
Yeah.
It's like you have to almost show people what their kind of outcome could be, I guess.
Yeah, lead from the front.
Which would
Ooh.
almost be more frustrating for you because I think your brother has seen what you went through, right?
Yeah. Like
So
he was
it's
the one
like,
that answered the phone.
yeah. So in your mind, it's like, well, shit. He's seen all this. Why is he not listening to me?
Yeah.
I
That's
mean,
what I'm saying. That's why it's hard. It's like it's a weird position because your boy wants to help, but at the same time,
well, without
how?
getting too detailed though, is it with the chick that he's with?
No, not completely. Um, I will say I do think he's pussy whipped, but
I mean,
that's
he's
nothing
not
that
even
we don't all
21
go
yet.
through. Yeah, he just hit 21.
Oh, okay. I mean, everyone who's 21 in a relationship is pussy whipped, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That ain't too abnormal.
Yeah. And like, what's your brain not develop as a man until you're like 25 anyway?
Yeah. But that's another thing. Like, dude, like I'm 25. Listen to me.
Yeah. I mean, it's it's like with us too. Like I'm 27, right? Like I'm not 10 years older than you, but there still is that generational gap, right?
I don't That's the thing is looking for the smallest generational gap. Me and Riley from IO were just talking about this on Twitter. Jordan Peterson could really use a team of what are we, Gen X, whatever it is, a
Whatever
team
the
of
hell
our
we are.
generation people. Yeah, like he could really use the young kids to help him out with his message. But
Yeah,
so
I think
and
so.
that I think the smaller the generational gap is, the better the conversation could be.
I think yeah, it's just you got to realize too like people younger people think differently than us.
Hmm.
Like what I responded to is not what you're going to respond to. Even us, there's what 2.5 years between us. Like I didn't like I yelled at you one time. And that
Hmm.
was half of the times I yelled at anyone ever in the army,
Yeah.
because I knew that if I raised my voice to you all the time, it wouldn't fucking mean anything,
Yeah.
you know. And then it's like, well, when I do, that makes it a lot more effective. I mean, we're talking about it right now. But I just knew that that was not something that I should be it wasn't a tool I should be using on a regular basis.
Yeah.
Like, I felt like if I could explain the why to you and, like, see, okay, yeah, Trevor responds to goals. If he understands the why behind everything, he works a lot better. That is a lot more effective than yelling at you. I mean, I didn't like fucking raise my voice. I honestly just got pissed off.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's when it happens. Like I don't ever yell just to yell. Like you said, you don't use that tool. You use that tool sparingly.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you, and that's what I'm saying. I don't use it unless I've hit my frustration point. So if I extend my frustration point, I use it less, but I guess I have to be able to convey my, and I said this 2 years ago, just be able to convey my thoughts better so that you understand them more.
And it's like, is your frustration point, where is that for you?
It's like after saying it 3 times and you don't listen.
Yeah, yeah. Like that's I think where we're different is if I say something 3 times, like I really don't get frustrated. At that point, I'm kind of automatically like, you know,
You don't get it.
I mean, yeah, you're not getting it. I need to rephrase it, or like if like you can tell when someone understand what you're like saying, they're just ignoring it, right?
Yeah.
Like if you're not getting it, I'll rephrase it, and if you are getting it, you're just not listening to me. I guess that's the point where I'm like, all right, dude. Some lessons are only able to be learned the hard way.
Yeah, and that's when you let go. I
Yeah, and
guess
it's
I need like a let go point.
a let go point. Yeah, it's like I mean, you can't harbor resentment at that point either. Like you can't hate your brother for not listening to you.
Yeah, do your thing. I get
Like
it.
he's gonna wish in 5 years that he listened to you. He's gonna,
Yeah, just like I was saying, like that year after your parents told you something, you're like, damn it, should have listened.
yeah. It's like that you're telling him free alpha so to speak in the Twitter world,
Yeah.
like good info. But there's a big forgiveness aspect with that too. Like I mean, you can't really hate him for not being open to it as a young guy. I mean, I was 18. I thought I fucking knew everything on earth,
Yeah, I don't what do you think would have helped you understand that you didn't? I guess you went through some
when
experiences.
I was a kid or 18,
Yeah, like
let's
when
say.
you're 18. Yeah,
I think time is the only thing that'll help that, dude.
that's what I'm thinking too. Yeah,
Like your brain is not developed all the way. You have had really no life experience. Most of us, when we're 18, 19, we have lived in the same town or in the
yeah,
same area, like we haven't been out of the country, right? We don't see what life is actually like. We don't realize how money works, how property works. We just don't know enough to know how much we don't know.
yeah. It's like, yeah, I guess,
So,
yeah. Hit a point where you're like, shit, I don't really know nothing.
I mean, you told me, like, if I was 19, you told me all of what I know now, I probably wouldn't even believe you then.
Yeah,
Like fucking Jason, dude, he told me all this good info. And I was like, what the fuck's this old guy know? I'm 18, 19. I know
I'm new
everything.
here. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm the fucking next generation. I know everything. It's like, well, shit. Of course, I see that he was so right now, but it's just at a young age, I don't think you are really capable of knowing how much you don't know, I guess.
yeah,
And there's not really anything wrong with that, I don't think. That's just part of how growing up has been done by everyone.
yeah. I don't. I feel. Feel like it's much more common now, but maybe that's just because we have social media and we could see it all over the place. So
Yeah, like we
you're more
used to be
exposed.
more open to listening to our elders.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The whole respect your elders thing.
I think that's a few kind of parts to that. Like I think as a society now we don't really respect our elders like we used to.
Well, it's hard because when you have everyone in Congress and everyone in the government elder, you're like, all right, so elder people don't really know nothing.
Oh, and it don't help too
You
that they
know?
are fucking elderly too. Like
Yeah, no.
what's Joe
Oh,
Biden's fucking 80? Trump's
yeah,
what,
he's like 79.
76? Like
Some shit like that.
that I could see how that would give you a sour taste in your mouth. And it's so shitty because you see these people that are old and they're fuckheads. And it's like you kind of assume that anyone older than you is stupid too.
Yep.
And it's
Like y'all don't understand. I think yeah, on top of that we do have the digital age instead now, and they really don't know about that. Like we
oh
that's I think that's what gives us like this false sense of superiority is because we're young, we understand TikTok, Instagram, YouTube and how to make money online, whatever it is. And yeah, like you said, imagine coming home and your dad saying, "Hey man, like my dad's doing it like, hey man, my TikTok had 2,000 views." I'm like, "What the fuck? You know how to do that, dude?"
oh yeah.
Like,
Because we
you know?
use it in such different ways too. Like how you
Yeah.
use TikTok and Twitter is gonna be different from how your brother does.
Yeah.
But that's what I was talking about when we were texting about like adaptability, right? Like boomers, shout out to them, notorious for saying, technology is stupid and like refusing to learn it.
Mhm.
And that I think sucks, but our generation is doing a lot better at that.
We're doing like the opposite almost.
What do
Like
you mean?
let's learn as much as we can about technology to make life easier.
Yeah, like we see that it's something different, but it's not going anywhere soon. So it's like, why wouldn't we learn this if that's how the whole world is going to be working here shortly?
Yeah.
But like, yeah, boomers, like I have a lot of sympathy for them. They graduate high school, have to go out all to Vietnam, get home and get spat on and shit, right? But it's like the amount of them that still don't know how emails work. Like my grandpa, shout out to you, G-Pa, I love you. But that dude would get viruses on his computer all the time growing up. Like, I'm the millionth customer. I'm gonna click on that. And I'm just like, dude,
Come on.
it's just like you're not open to learning about this kind of stuff at all. Like that's really shitty.
Yeah.
But we're doing better than that. It's not just technology too. It's like with fucking you or the dude that was super young in our shop. It's like I didn't know really how either of y'all would learn at the time, but I knew that it wasn't being yelled at and being smoked constantly.
Yeah.
So then I was like, well, okay, I'll just see what works, just basic trial and error.
Yeah, like we said, use it sparingly and even like the smoking, you got to have a good reason. Like, I will respond if it's a good reason. If I fucked up, I did something wrong and you want to make me do push-ups, I understand. But when you have humans in power, it's not always that way.
Oh, dude. Yeah. What's that? The Stanford prison experiment, though?
Yeah, yeah. It's like, look, I'm able to do that. It's like I I was smoked by someone not in the position able to smoke me, not with the rank, not
In
in the
our shop?
position in our shop,
Okay.
because he was given the power to do it by someone else. And he ran with that shit.
Did his
Ran
name
with it.
start with a D?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And he ran with that shit. That's just what it is, man. Like that's just what humans are. But like I don't even know like if those people that take the power and are like, yes, I got the power. I don't know if there's any way we could get through to them anyways.
And the shitty thing too is like that's how he was taught. That's what
Yeah.
leadership looked like to him, you know.
Yeah.
But like yeah, it's like a little bit of power. I mean, you really see people like what their true colors are when they get power. It's like how many times someone get promoted to become an NCO in the army and then they just fucking change overnight.
Whole ass different person, bro. It's like them kids going to school, coming back home.
Yeah, it's like, dude, like it's so easy too as an NCO. Like we shit talk so much in the engine shop, right? But it's like, okay, if I'm a E5 or a 6 and you say some smart shit to me, I could fucking write you up. But I could say whatever I want to you, and you can't
Yeah.
write me up. And it's like, I recognized pretty early, thank God, that it was a position where it was so easy to take advantage of people that I'm like, okay, I gotta really keep like a check on myself to know when I'm
Mhm.
like, I did not want to be like the dude that was constantly smoking people, yelling. Like, I don't want to be feared, you know?
Yeah, who said if if you can't come up to me and tell me one of your problems, you failed as a leader,
Yeah, yeah. I
you
think
know?
that's a quote by someone famous. I don't know who it is, but
Yeah. Like if and that I'll tell you real fast to everybody listening. Anyone that had a problem went to KD first. I
yeah,
don't
bro. No, it's yeah,
No
for real
bullshit.
though.
Everyone with a problem, I don't know how he solved the problems or got through them all, but if we had an issue or if any younger person had an issue, the first person they thought to go tell about that issue to get it resolved was Kevin.
And I'll tell you why that was, bro. Is because one, I could keep my mouth shut
Mm.
because I also knew that other than just being like a good friend, right? If I'm told that you're doing something stupid, Trevor, if you tell me to do something dumb and I don't tell my boss about it, I'm gonna get in more trouble than you are.
Yeah.
So it doesn't behoove either of us to make this a big deal, right? But I
Yeah.
also knew that most problems require a little bit of line stepping.
Yeah.
And people are not going to tell you problems if you're just some rule stickler who, and I could actually solve problems too, bro. Like we could actually get shit done. But like y'all wouldn't have done that if I was just blowing up like, oh yeah, you know, Kev, this I shot my fucking I discharged a firearm when I shouldn't or something, right? And I'm like, oh, gotta call the boss. Yeah, gotta call the. It's a hypothetical. It's in Minecraft anyway. But like, you know, oh, I gotta call the boss. Gotta call the fucking police department. You know, like there has to be someone to just be like the buffer because there's so many problems. Like even the bosses liked it, dude. Like they don't know how many problems I settled by just handling it
Yeah.
myself, bro.
Yeah. And it makes it worse on them because now you're bringing more problems up to them. Like,
There,
what the fuck's your job then, dude? If you're not helping solve these problems.
I got a story. I'm not going to say his name, but there was a soldier who got in trouble, right? And he texted me. No, he didn't. He went up to me when I was in the shop at. It was a while ago. But like he fucking I just got your picture, dude. But he was all like, "Hey KD, can you email this lady for my paperwork?" And I'm like, "What paperwork?" He's like, "Just ask her for fucking his name's paperwork." And I'm like, "Oh fuck, okay." And
All right.
I get this fucking email back from this lady, and it's like a fucking inmate booking report, dude. And I'm
You're like,
like,
what did I get myself
I
into?
figured because I knew this dude. God bless you, bro. If you're listening, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But like, I knew in my head, if I make this a big deal, it'll be a fucking humongous deal, right?
Yeah.
And so, but I was also thankful though that he could come up to me because anyone else I feel like would have made that a huge deal. But because I didn't make it a big deal, it didn't have to be a problem, dude. And
No.
and like I was able to prevent it from being a giant problem because that would have gotten. I mean, you know how the army is, bro. Like one person gets in trouble, everyone's in trouble. And it's
Yeah,
like
everyone. What is it?
everyone,
You're
bro.
only as great as your weakest link.
I mean, I go on the
And
army
that'd
subreddit,
be like
dude. Yeah.
the whole shop is now a huge problem to the whole regiment. Like the fucking dude at the top of the regiment, not
Oh
even
yeah.
working near us, now knows that our shop is a problem. Like,
It
bro, how did
puts
this get out?
everyone
Who
on the
did
map.
this?
And it
Yeah,
was so bad. Like, I don't know if I told you. I'm pretty sure I did, bro. But like,
yeah.
he had to spend a weekend in the clink. And this guy put in a fucking pass, a 4-day pass, so he could do it without everyone noticing. And that's what I got the documentation for. And I'm like, oh, like, we're at the finish line already. We're at the 5-yard line. We just need to do whatever with this form, and then we'll be good, right? But it's like, okay, yeah, make this a big deal. The whole regiment's going to be looking at our shop. And then for what? So I could say that, oh, I have integrity. It's like, bro, okay, yeah, great on your integrity, bro.
Yeah,
Great on your
yeah.
integrity. But you have no loyalty either. You know what I mean, dude?
Yeah. That's good.
Like
Yeah.
for me, like
Congrats. Good job, dog. You got some integrity, but
yeah.
now you have zero loyalty. No one's ever gonna talk to you again because you're this cool, big, integral. And there was one that was big integrity, man. Big integrity, man. Ended up not in our shop no more. And there was a reason for that. No one's going to come to you with any problem. If you're not solving problems in the army, we don't need you no more.
Oh, dude, I'm
So
telling
if
you,
every
like,
problem I give you and you just relay the problem, I could have done that. I could have went around your ass and talked to the top guy. Like you're not doing anything for us.
it's like the junior guys too, they can fucking make or break your time there. I don't think people realize, like, as a boss, you need the people under you to be like on your side.
Oh yeah.
Like
Yeah.
there's so like even when I would fuck up, or someone would fuck up, like if we're all on the same like team, it's gonna work way better.
Mm-hmm.
But like I think people get that shit confused when they're in a leadership position, like, oh, it's me or us versus them. It's like they could make your life hell if they wanted to, bro.
Oh yeah, real
Like,
quick. Let me not show up to work 5 days in a row, bro. See what happens to
dude,
all of us.
because I was fucking a TI. So if y'all don't know, Trevor in the army, right? We were working on helicopter engines. Trevor would do the work, and I would sign off on it, make sure it's okay, right? So, Trevor wanted to fuck with me, he could do some work. I would sign it off, and then he could just undo it, and not write it up. And it's like it doesn't matter what happens. I'm gonna get fucked over for that.
Yeah. Yep.
And it really just, I
And it's not like
hate that
and
shit, bro.
especially because like the youngers, the junior enlisted as they like to call it, don't how do I say it? They don't give a shit as much as the dude on top because they don't have as much responsibility. They don't give a shit. So you
Yeah.
have to step that line of helping them give a shit while also not letting the part where they don't give a fuck affect you.
Well,
So
and
like the more they don't care, the more you're fucked over.
yeah.
That's why it's hurting me watching standing by where I could lead my brother into the promised land and instead I have to sit by and watch him. Like, dude, I could help you give a shit. Like if you just listen to me, I'll help you give a shit and your life will be better.
But like, yeah, y'all could tell though, like I was hurting, I'd like to think. Like you didn't like
I
I
knew when
hope
not to bring a problem up to you.
yeah, like it was all like, oh, KD's got enough problems. I want to bring another one up to him, right? Especially that back then.
Mhm.
And if y'all didn't like me though, you wouldn't even had that thought. Because as a young guy, especially in the army, you only have to worry about yourself, right? Like if another guy failed his PT test, no one was asking you, Trevor, why is this dude fucking fat? But it was like me, and they bitch at me for it. And it was like, okay, they're not going to know that I'm going through this if I don't communicate it.
Yeah.
So, like, I think that's a big portion of it too, is kind of communicating that you're not a perfect person and
Yeah,
that,
that is a huge thing because when you hit that level of leadership, the younger people, if you convey that, they will believe it. Like depending on who the person is. Like you never conveyed that, but I knew it. Like I don't know, maybe you did. I while knowing that you weren't perfect, I respected you more, I would
Y-
say.
like I was honest when I'd fuck up, or if I did y'all dirty or something, I would tell you. Like I would try
Yeah.
not to, of course, right? But if I was just swamped with BS, dude, it was like when you got that speeding ticket. Hold up. I gotta go take a piss, bro. Can we take fucking two? I'm gonna
Yeah.
get into that story when I come back.
Take two.
Take two. We'll be right back.
So the story we're about to get into, I mean, I should probably go to the bathroom too. Shoot. Yeah, we'll be back. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Welcome back, everybody.
But yeah, though, so like when I first got promoted to become an NCO, right? That's like your first leadership rank in the army. I was out on leave in Colorado, and my boss and the number two, so I was like the number three on the totem pole in the engine shop. The number one and number two were both deployed, right? And so the platoon sergeant, who is the engine shop's kind of boss, only had me because I was the only one stateside, right? So I'm driving back from Colorado after Christmas leave. The dude I was talking about earlier with the paperwork, he gets in trouble, and the boss is like yelling at me on the phone. And it's like, okay, I had been an NCO for at that point a month and a half, and half of that was on leave. And I'm like coming back, and then I get back, and it was like all hell's breaking loose. Like, dude got his fucking Cash App hacked.
Oh,
Trevor
brother, yeah.
fucking got in a fight with a trash can, got his face all fucked up.
No.
And the fucking, I remember, I'll never forget, bro, when you come in, I think you were going like the dentist or something, and you got a ticket.
Mm-hmm. I was going to the dentist on post.
And yeah, our platoon sergeant was like the biggest dickhead, dude. It was like nothing you did was right. He would never give you any help, just expect you to know everything. Knew I was an NCO for a half hour at that point, did not give a shit, was just up my ass about everything. Like, he didn't help me at all. Like, if you're going to expect me to do all this shit flawlessly, fucking help me out, right? And fucking, yeah, you were like, oh, I got a speeding ticket, Sag. And then we go and tell him, you remember, he was all like, fucking asking me if I counseled you. And I was like, no. He's like, why not? Because I fucking just found out,
I
dude.
literally just walked in.
This fucking dude was
And
all
and
like, go ahead, bro.
the biggest thing, and so the reason we even had to tell him, because we were just talking about when to tell people and when not, is because if you get a ticket on post, they send that ticket up to your command, so now your whole command knows about it. And if there's not paperwork letting everyone else know you have a ticket, now they find out a month later that I got a ticket a month ago, and now I'm in deep shit because I didn't tell anybody. So that's why I walked in, and said, "Hey, Kevin, dude, here's my ticket." She's like on lunch too, dude. Like this is, I just got back. It's like 12:30. We're like, Kevin,
Thinking
bro,
surely
got a
nothing
ticket.
horrible is going to happen.
Yeah. So we walked in and like, hey, dude, we got a ticket. What did you counsel him?
Like, we're at parade rest. Like, we're fucking
Mm-hmm.
both of us, just hands behind our back, ready to get an ass chewing.
And I ain't done that in a minute.
No. And then he asked you, like, why? Why'd you speed?
Oh yeah. Why?
Like,
I was like,
who fucking knows? Why does
I
anyone
said,
do stupid shit?
what was my answer? Why? I don't know, Sag.
I don't know. You weren't late. Yeah, it was like people just fucking speed sometimes, bro.
Mm-hmm.
It's Fort Campbell. Like,
He even said, he was like, you were going 62. It couldn't have been 58, 59. You were going 62. I'm like, bro, 4 miles per hour.
Yeah, bro. Hold on. I forgot my fucking pouches, bro. Let me go get them real quick.
Oh
I
no!
know. Hold on. I'll be right back.
Shout out to the Zins. Apparently they don't sponsor anyone. Hey, if you guys got Zin codes, go ahead and set them our way. We'll get some rewards out of them. Quite a bit going on in the world today. Cover a little bit more with Kev just to have some fun,
But yeah, though, that was the kind of guy where it was like everything was going wrong. He's looking at me like I'm fucking just the biggest piece of shit because I allowed this to happen, you know? And it's like, I don't want to fucking tell this dude anything, dude. I really don't. Like, it was weird because I knew that he could help us, right? But I figured he wouldn't be on our side if something did happen. Like, because he was a leader that was really only looking out for himself, you know?
mm-hmm.
And then one of our friends that had been there a while told me that he was super close to retirement, so like it kind of makes sense, right? But it's like if you're getting chewed out by the first sergeant for what our shop is doing, why wouldn't you help me at all and tell me
Yeah.
what the fuck I should do?
Hello?
Because I swear to God, bro, because it's like it's just so frustrating. Like you don't give me any of the tools to fucking succeed and just expect me to know everything. And it's like I think at that point I was like 23, 24, bro. Still
Mhm.
wet behind the ears. I'm sorry, bro. That guy, you know, they
Nah,
say like, yeah, you learn more from bad leadership than you do good leadership.
yep.
Him and then the other guy, name starts with a fucking F that you know. I learned so much from leadership from those guys,
Mhm.
bro.
Yeah, I learned the most through F Man
It's
because I mean he helped me out, but fuck, dude, like the backstabbing that went on, like even when I first showed up to that place and the rumors were already going around, like
what
dude,
rumors? What
I ain't
rumors?
even been in the shop yet. So if let's go into story time, you know, matter of fact, y'all catch this piece on Rumble.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Oh no. All right. I don't know if that helped or not. I don't know if we're now on not on YouTube anymore. We'll find out sooner or later.
We'll
Go
see.
through
We'll
all that.
see.
Let's yeah. Yeah, hey, we'll see. We'll see. But what happened is so we talk about it a bit. We go through a 6-week training to get to our unit. And I was going through the 6-week training, and anyone that knows me knows that I have a rash on my nose that I get. It's called herpes zoster, and it's basically a cold sore on my nose. And I also tend to get it on my eye to the point where my eye closes up and I can't open it when I wake up in the morning. I've had this since I was 1, 2 years old. Never knew what it was. They were calling it shingles, and it kind of is a form of shingles, but it's a different. I want to say it's a different medication to solve each one. The one that
Mhm.
I had, it's a more advanced medication, a more newer one. Shingles is a little older. So 2 weeks till I graduate from our training, I get this on my eye, and I think I'm not graduating anymore. Little did I know, I passed everything I needed to. I checked all the blocks that I had absolutely had to in order to graduate. So those 2 weeks, I called my parents, said, "Hey, don't show up. You don't need to come." So now it's just me and my wife, my ex-wife, at the event. And when you go there, because in the army, when you get to your first unit, you don't know what the hell you're doing at all. And I mean, good luck. I didn't even have a place to stay. I didn't even have a house. That needs to be fixed because that's ridiculous. What the hell is
I
happening
don't
there?
even know if you can
Like,
accurately describe that, like how much
I
you don't know.
you really show up to a new place with zero information and zero help. And so this is the
Yeah.
first time you're getting that extra help. The first time your boss shows up and takes you by the hand and say, "Hey, show up here, do this and do this."
Like help with the job, the house, like just learning how to live as an
Everything.
adult. Because you were what,
Yeah,
19?
19. Yep.
Mhm.
So my parents aren't there. It's just me and my ex. And I thought it was odd because he came up to me while I was with my wife at the time. to introduce himself instead of like catching me when I was alone, even like, hey, you guys go over here or
And
whatever it
real
was.
quick, yeah, knowing your wife, she wasn't like in some conservative outfit, or was she?
Um, I want to say no. I should
And
pull up a
whatever. We
picture.
all know this F guy, bro. It wouldn't have mattered
And
anyway.
so yeah, exactly. And it even got worse when she was in a conservative outfit when we went to the ball, the Night Stalker
Oh
ball.
my
I don't know
god.
if you've heard that story. But he was looking like telling me what to do. It was a quick interaction. He took a peek at my wife because she was right there. And the
Took a
next
peek,
week,
bro.
I want to
That's
say
so
that was on a Friday, and the next week I show up to work and I had 3, 4 dudes I've never met before in my life just meet me, say, "Hey, oh, you're Trevor Blazik, right?" Like, how do you say? Like, just learning my last name. They just learned my last name, and now the next question they ask is, "Oh, are you married? You're married, right?" I'm like, "Bro, how the fuck? Yeah, I'm married, man. Like, yeah, I'm a
yeah.
married man. Like, I, at the time, I didn't think about it, but how do y'all know this?
Which everyone in the army is married too, so it's not like a strange fucking thing for you to be married.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So even the question was just kind of weird. Turn to find out that Mr. F Man went back after our graduation and told everyone that I was married to a beautiful, attractive woman. So now that's what I walk into. My leader of the whole shop, my first real top dog leader, that was the first thing I walked into the army was everyone knows that my what that was this that was I'm sorry, the third question. You're married? Yes. Oh, is she hot? I got that twice. Twice
Yeah.
out of 4, I think.
It was fucking disgusting.
Like
Like for y'all to
weird.
know, like the boss of the engine shop, I think we're slotted like 16 to 18 people, right? So he's in charge of all of them. And he comes back and he's like, "Oh, this new guy's wife is hot as shit." I'm like, "What the fuck? His wife? Like,
Like
aren't you married too? What?" Like, I always thought it was a rule, bro, where you just don't talk about dudes' wives.
no, you don't talk about wives at all. If they want to bring it up, go ahead. You'll listen. And we did that multiple times where I'd come in like, oh, she didn't do the fucking dishes, whatever it was. If
Yeah.
they brought it up, sure, let's talk about it. But I never once came into work and was like, yo, floor last weekend. Like, no, that you don't do that. You don't
Like,
do that.
especially with her looks too. Like that is so over the line. And it's like, okay, you're a private, and this dude's
19.
a staff sergeant. The whole time you're in the army, when you're in training, a staff sergeant is like the god tier rank, bro.
Yep.
Like that is like the the epitome of the army, so to speak. And so you get to this operational unit, you think it's some high speed ass, whatever. And the first thing people know about you is you got a hot wife.
I'm like, what the fuck? Then
It's
the next
just,
time we end up, it was about a year later, we go to the Night Stalker ball. And this dude's just eyeing her down like the whole time.
oh
I'm like, bro,
yeah,
I gotta get out of here. Like, like
like
with his wife right next to him. And
I am her. Like, she noticed too, bro.
oh yeah, she loved that. She probably ate that shit up for breakfast.
No, not
Breakfast.
her. Fucking this dude's wife.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
No, she did eat it up though. I know
And
her
so
kid.
just to like circle it all together, that was when I finally realized like this is weird. Like this isn't what it's supposed to be. Through
It's like a
bad leadership.
toxic environment. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's how I learned about toxicity, and it's easier to learn watching someone do it than going through it yourself. I
It's
guess you could
shitty
say.
too, because like you'd think something like that would be just so fucking obvious. Like why would you talk about another man's wife, bro? Like even the
A
dude's wife,
19-year-old's like, dude's 35.
the dude's
Dude's
wife's
30 fucking 5.
bro. I've been introduced to guys' wives and I don't fucking talk to him. Like you over here talking about this man's wife, like it's just something to do, man. Like it's a real show of character, I guess. Like,
Oh yeah. So yeah, for y'all listening out there, I guess take that as you will, but
but
definitely don't talk about wives.
but
That's how you
like
hit home.
that's just one of the many lessons you learn from that guy. Just
Yeah.
what not to do. I figured I was a pretty good leader in the army, and it was almost not exclusively, but 80% of it was I would just do the opposite of what this guy did. Straight up.
This guy
He
and the other, yeah.
he would bitch at me for nothing. Like he helped me one time, and I
I
was
was about to
pretty
say the one time, yeah.
with the forklift, yeah, he helped me that one time. But I don't think he would have done that if you did that, you know?
Yeah, he helped me one time. It was with getting a house, and it was like I needed someone to just put their foot down, and I wasn't doing it, and so he
Yeah.
did it for me, and that was cool because before that he was just on Craigslist surfing away. So
Yeah, but my point though is I'm like, what would he have done that if I wasn't one of the 2 TIs in that shop, you know?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
if I wasn't
Oh
as
shit, yeah,
indispensable I was, would he have done that? If the fucking
yeah,
sergeant major of the regiment hadn't seen me, would he have done that? Like he helped us out, but it was only when I think he knew that he would get in trouble if he
yeah.
didn't. Like if
Benefits him.
the platoon sergeant would have been like, "Oh, why is your soldier fucking homeless?" You know?
And
And
you know
then
what? Actually, I was talking to another man. Uh,
yeah.
I'll leave his name out of it. You know him, big fella from Hydro.
Oh, yeah.
He just got himself a master's and NASM certified within 6 months when his goal was to do it within a year. So I text him just asking him like, "Hey man, how did you get your master's?" Not how, but I'm struggling
Oh,
to
I know who you're
motivate.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm struggling to motivate myself. And then we just talked a little bit more. Great conversation. Hopefully, we get him on the podcast. I didn't want to extend it too far because at the end of it, I asked him if he's still there. And he said, "Yeah, this dude has been trying to get out since before I got out. Like, not out of the army. He's been trying to like move on, get a better job, do something greater." And what he said was, "You know how it is, man. You don't get help unless it helps them."
Oh,
And
bro,
that is the epitome of the leadership in the army.
like,
Like,
you know what they did to him too? Like,
no.
cause
I remember when he first tried and the first sergeant said, "No, you're not here long enough."
yeah, yeah, so, like, we're not gonna say his name, but he had a degree, and so he could have been an officer, and when he got to the regiment, the first sergeant said, You haven't been here long enough to become an officer, like, you owe the regiment some time." It's like, that's so fucking stupid, dude. Like, you're putting he could be a general someday,
Yeah.
and you're putting that like, especially him, bro, and
Oh,
you're putting
yeah.
that on hold because of some fake standard you kind of grew up with.
Yeah.
It
Come
would
on,
he
man.
told me, and I was just baffled, bro. Like, I already didn't really care for this first sergeant because I knew him a little bit, right? But it's like, okay, when he has power, that's what he does with it. That's not a guy that I'm going to bring my problems to.
Oh, dude, and then that guy went around asking for help because his son got cancer.
Yeah,
And I'm like, "Bro, you're the last bracelet I would buy. I'm sorry. Like,
ain't
I would
about to
not put your
die
name anywhere near mine, bro."
with no money I didn't gave you. But like, if another guy, let's say his first name is John, call him John, right? You know what I'm
Shout out
talking
to our
about.
boy.
Yeah. But like that guy, you could tell he actually cared about you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, especially towards the end where like I warmed up with him a little bit and he knew who I was a little more.
Yeah.
I would that's a guy I would follow into battle.
That's what I was saying, bro. Like when I was in ALC is like where you learn to be a staff sergeant in the army, right? And
Oh,
you're
who?
yeah, you're in this school with everyone that's got a similar MOS. So we were in a class with a bunch of aviation guys, right? But you're all from different units. And I told them, it's like before class, we had like an opening discussion, right? And I stood up there and I was like, well, I don't think we should smoke people. I think that's an outdated technique, and I don't think we should do it. And one of the dudes asked me there, he's like, "Well, how many people have you smoked in your life, Taylor? You mean like, do you practice what you preach?" I'm like, "Bro, I have not smoked someone." I think one guy, one guy did because
I
he was
yeah.
late and he knew he fucked up. But I did the shit with him too. And it's like that he knew that he fucked up and he took it like a man. It wasn't like, "Oh, I'm just pissed off and I'm a smoky, bro." But I told people that, and it's like, well, how do you have a good shop then if you're not smoking people all the time?
I
And
get
it's
describe smoking too.
smoking is where I'm trying to physically exhaust you, is how I would say it. So
Yeah.
if I was smoking Trevor, I'd make him do push-ups when his muscles failed like that. I would make him, hold a wrench above his head. Just shit that makes you tired and fucking exhausted. Make him run to, a quarter mile and back. Just nonsense to try and get you tired, right? And it's like, okay, well, that works if you want to be feared, but if you want to be respected, that doesn't work. I said I've smoked one guy in the 6.5 years I've been in the Army, right? But if I told my shop to follow me off a cliff, every single one of them would. Like,
Mm-hmm.
to me, loyalty was probably the most important value that you could kind of have as a platoon, I guess. And I
Yeah.
don't think that you can build a loyal platoon if people are afraid of you or they think that you're not going to actually help them when the chips are down.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not coming to you with problems if I know that I'm gonna have to do 1,000 push-ups because of it. Like, why?
Because
Why would I want to bring up even the slightest problem, even the smallest problem? Why would I want to bring that up to you, knowing that if it's my fault or not, I don't know your stance on it. You're not even gonna ask my story. I'm gonna tell you the problem, and you're gonna immediately assume whatever you want to assume about it, and I'm gonna end up doing push-ups. Why
and
would I show up and be like, "Hey, here's a problem"?
and the immediate assumption too, 9 times out of 10 is you fucked up.
Yep.
Not like, oh, you're a victim of circumstance or you're just young. It's such a skewed thing. It's like, oh, you're malicious or something. Like you
Mm-hmm.
meant to fuck up. Like with your traffic ticket or your speeding ticket, you didn't fucking wake up that day and think, oh, how can I get a fucking
I'm
traffic
gonna go
violation today?
fast.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
right.
fucking wake up like Lightning McQueen.
Yeah, it's like, well, okay, people just fuck up sometimes, right? But if you make a humongous deal out of every little thing when it doesn't need to be, people are not going to tell you about their problems, and that always kind of felt like if people don't bring up their problems to you, you're just a fucking failure, bro. Like, what are you even there for?
Yeah.
Like, oh, your job is to help soldiers, and you do that by making them fear you and not solving their issues. Congratulations to you, bro.
Yeah, you're doing great.
Or you know what would piss me off, dude, is the people that wouldn't practice what they preach, like the fucking fat guys who would tell you to lose weight. That
Oh
was my
yeah, dude.
view, right?
Or like just even like listen to me. I'm gonna be way less inclined to listen to you if you're overweight, dog. If you
Yeah.
don't if you don't look like you take care of yourself, you got fucked up hair, whatever it is, I'm not gonna listen to you, man. Like it's that simple. If you like Joe Biden, bro, dude can't walk, dude can't breathe, dude can't talk. No one's listening to him. No one.
Mm-mm.
Because they see it and they're like, well, I mean, you can't walk. Like, I'm not gonna follow in your footsteps when your footsteps are crippled.
Oh, bro, like, yeah, you know the army too, bro. Like they do the height and weight. Like, you ever been taped before?
No, I never had to do that.
Like how they assess your body fat, right? Is like they tape your neck and they tape fucking your belly button right here, right? And it's like you're taking a tape measure around someone, so you can only imagine that'll be different if you or I do it, right? And then there would be
Yeah.
times where I would be taped and I'd be like a percent over or something. Worst thing you could ever do in the army, right? But this fucking fat fuck that we had as a boss who got a DUI like half an hour ago would
With his
walk
kid
down
in
the
the car.
stair, would walk down the stairs and say, "Oh, I'm only 18% body fat." I'm like, "What the like fucking how, bro?" Like,
It can't be.
no, because with a tape, bro, you can tape someone with just me and you. So if I'm trying to help you out, I can pull that bitch tight as fuck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
But
no,
like too that they're not practicing what they preach. It's like the dude that got fucking like the platoon sergeant that we hated, bro. When someone got a DUI and he asked me if it was on his initial counseling not to drink and drive. And I
oh, did he know not to do that?
did he know not to do that? And I was this fucking I should have said it, bro. Like I'll always be pissed off I didn't say it. But I should have said, like, did you know not to drink and drive when you got a DUI, Sarge? Like, it's fucking hypocrisy, bro. You're gonna have make me chapter this guy out when nothing's happened legally yet, but you got a DUI? Like,
Piece
I don't
of
know, bro.
garbage.
I'm sorry, bro. It's
So
just
maybe if we chaptered him out, he wouldn't have ended up in that escaping a mental hospital.
no, he would have fucking been locked up. You know that guy, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, that is not what he needed. But they get so wrapped up in, oh, how can I punish this guy and make him feel bad?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, rant,
Shit,
bro. It's
hell,
fucking
bro.
get me ranting about shitty army leaders, bro. Like the good
Mm-hmm.
ones, I learned a lot from, like Tim and Chris and all of them. I learned a shit ton from, but it's
And
just, yeah.
real quick, anybody wanting to hear some more sides to the story not sides to our story, but Army leadership in general. There is a man by the name of Terrence Pop on YouTube. He will be coming on the show at some point. Redonkulous Regiment is his YouTube
Redonk, bro.
channels. Yeah, is he actually posted a video 20 hours ago how to get young men to stop thinking with the little head. His
Phew, good
goal,
luck.
yeah, his goal is to help end suicides with comedy. That's what he does. So similar vision here. So
What
if
do you
y'all,
think about that? Like using fucking like
that's
as
what I do
people,
best, dude.
yeah,
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
people
and
will
that's I
say they'll
got
joke
smoked
about
for that
that.
shit once, dude. They're like, dude,
You
you're not
did?
yeah, you're not serious enough. Like there's times to be serious and times not. I'm like, bro, it's 5:30. We're packing up the toolbox. Chew glass. Like we all fucking like no one wants to be here right now, dude. No one. We're just packing
Yeah.
up a toolbox. So I'm gonna crack a joke because this fucking sucks. We've been here for 12 hours. No one wants to be here. We're doing some stupid mundane task. I'm gonna laugh about it. I'm gonna make other people laugh about it because if we're not laughing about it, we're talking about how much it sucks. And sure enough,
Yeah.
I'm laughing too much. Apparently, I thought about that the other day too. Like I'm not serious enough, and it does bite me in the ass because even like with women, I do it with women still. Like I crack jokes instead of being serious. Like the six girls we were talking to, I was not serious one bit of any of that conversation. Not necessarily it bit me in the ass. I wasn't trying to sleep with any of them or anything, but it takes away the seriousness, so now they don't. If I say something seriously, they don't take it as serious as it should be.
Oh, yeah, I get that a lot too. Like I'll say
Yeah.
some shit sometimes and people will just crack up.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm like, I seen a TikTok of Mike Tyson talking about his stand up, bro, and he was like saying fucking I don't even it was something serious or something. People are just laughing.
yeah.
And it's like on one hand I don't blame them, right? But I it's just tough, man. I definitely though see the point of like comedy in tough situations like that.
It's like,
Like,
what else are you gonna do, bro? When we're all in the middle of this 115-degree weather, working on a fucking all black helicopter that burns your skin if you touch it. And I'm gonna make a fucking joke about how I have no fingers anymore because I just worked on the engine for 2 hours.
yeah,
You know,
everything's
like
sharp, bro. Like I did
yeah.
that in fucking when we were out in Africa, bro. Like I got off the helicopter. I'm like, if you close your eyes, this almost feels like Hawaii. But what's the alternative though, if not comedy, right? It's
yeah,
like,
this
well,
fucking sucks, dude. It's
this sucks.
150 degrees out here.
We're on the
Like,
other end of the world doing God knows what for whatever the hell reason, and we're stuck here.
yeah.
Well, okay.
Yeah, like I ain't going nowhere. I could die at any moment. Like, y'all can chew. We had one dude, shout out to him, but he took his shirt off and was working on the helicopter. I'm like, shit, dude, looking a little fat. How are you fat when you're out here? Some shit like that. Like, dude, I'm not gonna just sit here and just suffer. It's just it's miserable, and it goes for life too. Like when we have all this shit going on, like the Titan, the Titanic submarine. Everyone's talking about it. Everyone's sad about it. Whatever it may be. I don't know if anyone's sad about it anymore. To be honest, it's already a day old. But it's like
Yeah,
how
we're
do we
on to
not
Russia
laugh
now,
at the
but
fact that these dudes are the richest people willing to pay $250,000 for a ticket on a boat that's made of scrap
a
parts. Like
fucking tin
they
can.
went to they went to the junkyard and put shit together. Like, how do we not laugh at this, dude? Y'all have $1.25 million to build whatever you want because these guys just paid for it to come on. Like, how do we not laugh at this? On top of that, we got the CEO that didn't hire the old white army veteran or Marine. He was a veteran working in this field, like not just some off the wall veteran who led
Not
soldiers
us.
in the battle. Like, no,
Yeah.
this dude worked on submarines and they chose to hire someone else younger because we don't agree with old white men running shit. Like, sorry, Mr. CEO, that was also on the submarine and died. You you dug your own grave, man.
Well,
Like how do we not laugh at this shit? This is
like,
like
do you
can we
like
laugh at this shit so we know not to do this again? When we cross the line, like you said, or like we were saying, you you hit a point where you're serious and people don't take you as seriously because you're laughing too much. Well, if we took this seriously, what would we really gain out of it?
I mean, do you make PTSD jokes sometimes?
Oh yeah.
I do constantly. Like we'll be at the grocery
Oh
store,
yeah.
someone make a loud noise. I'm like, bro, I should just start screaming in a fetal position or something, you know? And it's like, okay, I could understand why you would think that'd be an inappropriate thing to joke about, right? But if we don't joke about it, what else is there to have? What's our other option?
Oh, dude, I had one on Twitter that was like, I got like 2,000 likes on it.
Oh,
Um,
jeez.
it was on something, said like three names. It was a news feed. It said three names, and an OnlyFans girl commented who, and whoer. And I commented, I can't tell if you're talking about the post or your father.
Oh, Jesus. Your father. That's fucking funny, bro.
And I got a response on it from a dude saying that's a weird rip with a bio like that. And I'm like, I responded back and I ratioed him again, saying, "Look, dude, it's my past. I was a veteran and I grew up in a hockey scenario. This is just what I do. Like, that's how that's how I keep walking through life. Like this, if I'm not joking, dude, I'm smoking."
That's like, yeah, you ever tell people like people have tells almost when they're not doing good?
Yeah.
It's like if you're not smiling and joking, it's like there's an issue.
Yeah,
But
yeah. If I'm walking around without a smile, y'all know. Then that's how y'all knew in the army too. You knew that shit. That's how you knew to
oh
reach
yeah.
your hand out.
It was the same with me. If I wasn't making some dry ass joke, like you knew I was in the
Yeah,
wrong headspace.
yeah. And I'm not gonna bring a problem to you.
But it's like joking about tough subjects like that, it makes it kind of easy to digest.
Yeah, yeah. It brings light to a dark situation.
Yeah, I remember seeing a YouTube video years ago. It's like, why is rape funny? And it's like, well, okay, of course you think it's not, right? But at the end of the day, it almost has to be because the alternative is just to sit back and sulk about how horrible it is.
Like, I'm sorry, but I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah, yeah, I remember I was at fucking a wedding for my one of my great friends, right? And I made a joke. Like my wife got up to go to the bathroom or something, and I was like saying to him, I was like, "I'm glad she got up. I can finally put these roofies in her drink." And he got so mad about it. Like, I'm actually gonna roofie my wife. And I'm like, dude, he's saying you shouldn't joke about this. I'm like, but this is what makes jokes funny and how you deal with shit is because you're not supposed to joke about them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Exactly. Like I'm saying shit I probably shouldn't say.
Yeah, but no, I'm supposed to be just fucking miserable because this horrible shit happens. Like, fuck that, dude.
Yeah, sorry, bro. You have to chew some glass.
No, for real, bro. Like, comedy is such an important element to life and it helps us make sense of things that are just bad and horrible things happen, but that's a part of life, bro.
And
People get
I'll
hurt and
tell you
people
right
die.
now, the funniest people I know are veterans or in the military. So take that as you will. Those people face the toughest battles, and those are the funniest people.
Oh yeah, I will
And when
say
I
too,
wasn't
yeah.
laughing and smiling, bro, I was miserable.
And like, don't be afraid to laugh when a vet makes a joke like that too, bro. Like,
Yeah,
if I
yeah.
crack a PTSD joke, dude, like
You better be fucking laughing, bro.
it's a joke, bro. Like, yeah, for real, dude.
Yeah, like if you're not laughing, I'm not hanging out with you anymore.
No, like, bro,
Like
yeah.
I know I'm not gonna talk to you.
You ain't laughing at my fucking jokes, bro. There's the goddamn joke.
If I'm not funny to you, I don't want to be your friend.
Yo, it's true, bro.
I
That
talk about it with my parents a lot. Hey, thank you for making me funny.
oh, for real?
Yeah, oh yeah. I'm like, dude, yeah, all because all four of us kids are pretty pretty damn funny.
I was gonna say I've spoken to everyone but your sister, and they're all pretty funny.
Yeah, like
You
all
get
pretty
that more from
stupid
your
funny.
dad, you reckon?
No, I want to say it's my mom.
Oh yeah, I've never spoken to her either. Actually, yeah.
Yeah, no, my I don't know how she like she's serious and she goes through her issues and all that, but my grandma was definitely really good at it.
She was the
Just
Joker.
just fucking like funny shit, dude. Like what?
What
Like
was her comedy style though?
like the pancreatic cancer. I guess she was telling my mom just told me this. She was bringing up the symptoms of her cancer to the doctor multiple times, like for months and months and months. And he said she had diabetes. And I remember her coming home saying that she has to focus on her diabetes so she could get better.
when she
But
actually had cancer.
the whole time she had cancer instead. She comes home and talks about that at the table and like chuckles it off. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, and then I run to my room crying about it. Like, like, like me crying about it only brought tears to my mom's eyes. But
Mm.
if I looked at that and was like and made a joke about it, like we'd be laughing. That would almost take the pressure off my mom, knowing that I could join in on the joke. You know, I
Yeah,
don't know.
like looking back now, we would probably do the exact same thing if we were in that situation, bro.
Oh yeah, dude. If I had cancer and to bring it up to my family, like what the
If
fuck,
I
dude?
ever get cancer, God forbid, I'm gonna start a comedy special, bro.
Oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah.
It's funny, yeah, because like I asked the parent question because I feel like I'm a pretty good mix of both my parents, right?
Yeah,
Like even
yeah.
my parents, my mom is loud as fuck, and my dad is all quiet and reserved, but he has such like a dry sense of humor, and he's like, it's like he doesn't say much, but when he does, it's the funniest shit you ever heard, right?
Yeah.
But my mom will just she could hold a conversation with this fucking water bottle, bro.
Yeah. Shout out to your mom. We
It's
still got to
just
get her on the show.
yo, dude. Shout out to my mom, bro. We'll get her on one of these days, dude. She's the fucking bomb.com, bro.
Yeah. But that's 1:30, bro. We kept our own, dude. Held our own,
Hell
dude.
yeah, bro. That's what we fucking do, dude.
Nah, that's and we ain't done one in a while, so I figured why not? Let's just hop on and let it rip. Cause
Yeah,
me and my
it's
dad just been fucking talking about random shit. Another topic we could talk about is the NHL. You probably don't know about this, but the last year in the NHL they did a Pride night, and the only opening gay dude, I want to say his name is Ilya. His first name's Ilya. He's on the Flyers. The one opening gay dude didn't partake in it. So now the NHL solution is to cancel all appreciation nights. There is no hockey fights cancer. There is no military hockey. They the in the warm-ups they normally wear the jerseys. They aren't wearing the jerseys anymore. Like they're still doing the nights, but in the warm-ups they're not wearing the jerseys.
because the one gay dude wasn't on board with this pride thing.
Yeah, so now because they didn't get him on board with the pride, now they're just you know what? No one's wearing the jerseys anymore. Just
Is the
it's like
army running that shit, dude?
running what?
The NHL? That seems like a fucking the
Yeah.
gay dude didn't like it. We can't have nothing else.
Yeah, yeah, bro. And that's what I was saying. Jordan Peterson tweeted about it, and all the comment sections were saying it was a win. I'm like, dude, this isn't a win. We were fine before this situation arrived. Like everyone was happy. Everyone like more than happy to buy a veteran jersey or a veteran shirt, whatever it is. Like we lost this battle. We lost. Like this, we did not win this.
Yeah,
Like this was fine until this shit popped up.
I heard that they were getting rid of like celebratory nights like that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like I really don't know about hockey. Like what
It's
kind of
just they wear it
celebration do they
before the
have?
game. Yeah, like it's everything, just like football, soccer, everything. And they ruin football, soccer, basketball too. So it's no surprise they came into hockey now. But
It's
and
only
also I
natural.
will say it may not even be the pride movement. It may not be any of that. The NHL commissioner is garbage. Gary Bettman needs to get a new job. Someone needs to fill that man's role. He's horrible. It's just and he's been horrible ever since I've been growing up.
He's been
So
the commissioner for that long.
yeah, no, dude. When he first took over, I want to say he. Oh no, that wasn't him. Never mind. But yeah, he's no one in the NHL. Anyone who knows of the NHL and the whole system and everything, everyone is against them. If you talk to them about this dude, everyone will say this dude
I
sucks.
mean,
So
that's kind of shitty too, because like if I was gay, I wouldn't want to feel compelled to join this movement.
that's what I'm saying. Like, isn't this a sign? Like, look, like the only gay dude isn't down to do this. Shouldn't we take this as like, all right, maybe this one isn't the one. Like,
Yeah, like I mean, we know a few gay people, bro. Like they don't, I think, have much in common with the other, letters of the alphabet clan.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah, and I was just talking to my mom too about that. The LGB, like, they put that shit first on purpose. They do not belong in the clan.
oh, the
LGBs.
LGB.
Yeah, they don't belong in that clan. They absolutely ruined their reputation, and I feel sorry for a lot of the people out there that are LGB.
Yeah, I think
Joe Exotic being one of them.
Joe Exotic.
Yeah, no, I started following his Twitter, and now I guess he's running for 2024.
I mean,
Like he's serious.
I've seen that trending on Twitter, like LGB without the T.
Yeah. Oh, good.
Yeah, like it just for me, dude, like if I was gay, I don't want to be grouped in with other people just because I'm gay. Like I think most gay people or lesbians, that's just kind of what they are. That's not like a facet really of their personality. And I wouldn't want to be grouped in with that. Like there's a lot of not disdain, but there's a lot of animosity towards that community, but people feel animosity from that community too.
Yeah.
And it's just it's so counterproductive, dude. Like,
Yeah, I was talking to my parents like when does it shift over? When does it end? When does the because like the civil rights movement that's still going and all that. But when does it end for something like this? And honestly, it might just be when everyone dies off.
well, I mean, you seen how many people in the youngest generation, whatever the hell they're called, are in that community? The LGBT,
Yeah, yeah.
it's like fucking 30%, something
30%.
crazy
Yeah,
like
some
that.
crazy shit. Yeah.
And I think it's like a call for attention on a lot of people, right? Which really sucks because so my sister is married to a trans man, right? And he's been diagnosed with gender dysphoria. I could tell it's not a phase with him if I want to like I could tell he actually has gender dysphoria, right? And that's who I feel bad for, the people that say, "Oh, I'm confused about my body because I'm a teenager and I'm trans now." And I'm kind of giving the wrong message for what like this movement should be. Not even call it a
Yeah.
movement, but like they're
Yeah, it's like
creating a movement. Yeah.
one in every like 4,000 a couple years ago were trans. Like a couple decades ago, one in 4,000 or one in 3,000
No, it's got to be
were
less than
gender
that, bro.
dysphoric. Yeah, and it's like, dude, like it sucks that you guys are all grouped in the same now because it's really not representative. It's
Yeah,
what it
bro.
is. It would be the same, just like if we did a veterans movement just to gain attention.
I
Like
mean, we're
look,
both
man.
fucking conservative guys. Like, I'm a registered Republican, but that doesn't mean I believe everything that the Republican Party does or every Republican fucking says. Like, you're, it's the same with race, bro. Like,
Yeah,
people are not a monolith. And I think to kind of treat them as one, it takes away from the good ones, I guess.
yeah. I was also yeah, I was talking to my parents because I've been watching Godfather and all that recently.
Oh, The
So
Godfather.
the
Yeah.
boy's been into the mob stuff. If you haven't seen The Offer on Paramount Plus, it's a docu series on the making of The Godfather, and it's not just like them talking over or whatever. It's a full production, so it's a great series.
I recommend A
And
Bronx Tale, just real quick.
oh yeah, I think I'm watching Godfather 2 tonight.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Great
Um,
movie.
yeah, it's awesome. But I was thinking about that, and then I was thinking about the African American community because what happened with prohibition and the mob is awfully similar to marijuana and the African Americans. And it's no surprise they're just doing it over again. The government's doing it over again. But if it was organized, the African Americans, if it was organized and they had like a leader like Al Capone or something, they would be able to turn that shit around.
I mean, look what happened with crack in the 80s, bro. It's the same exact thing.
Yeah. Yeah, and it stinks because just like the mob, like these guys aren't bad people, and that's what Godfather's about. These dudes aren't bad people. They're about their family. They're about making money, and they want to get out. They want to make their lives better. Like that's what all of us are doing here on Earth, looking to make our lives better for the future generation. Like that's it's just that simple. Whether it's illegal or not, it's like who decides it's illegal? That's the problem. Is we've stemmed so far away from the Bible or any moral guidelines that we're just making up new rules, and now we have people suffering because of it because now we're the almighty power.
I mean, it's like if we were growing up in the hood, dude. We really can't go to college. We didn't do well in school. What other path is there for
Ask
us to
me
make
how
money?
I know.
Yeah, you got the military, or on the other hand, we get surprised when people sell drugs, prostitute themselves.
And it's like, dude, that's such a entrepreneur entrepreneurial spirit. like
Oh yeah,
selling drugs and everything. Like that's like it's not easy.
dude.
It's
If
not.
if you had a drug dealer from Chicago and a Harvard MBA graduate, and I wanted to hire one of them to run my shit, bro, give me the drug dealer
Oh yeah, all day.
every
Oh, that's
day,
a good
bro.
fucking point.
But
Yeah,
that's where I'm torn personally though, because I don't know. Like I used to think the answer is to like decriminalize drugs and shit, and to stop prosecuting people who sell them or whatever. But then I look at Portland where they did do that, and it's kind of just a giant hellhole.
yeah, yeah. But that could still play out. It's still relatively new.
Yeah, that's true. I hate to see people locked up for like possession too, bro.
Oh, dude.
Or like where the people that are selling the drugs get arrested if you overdose.
Yeah,
Like that I
but
think
it's
is
not,
fuck. What's up?
no. If you're selling the drugs and they overdose, like the Mac Miller thing.
Yeah, if I sell you fucking heroin and you overdose and die, I go to jail for murder.
Yeah, yeah. I think the Mac Miller's thing was different, so that's not the best comparison. Like, I think
Y-
that guy intentionally, they had like files of him saying he put fentanyl in it on purpose,
Yeah, that's true.
some
But
crazy shit like that.
but
But
also though true, if you're using hard drugs like that, fentanyl test strips are $1. They're fucking free in a lot of
yeah, and
places
on
too.
top of that, if you're doing a hard drug, you need like you're well aware of the risk.
I think
I feel
so.
like, yeah,
I
I
think
feel
so.
like
If
you
I'm
know,
if I'm doing fucking heroin,
yeah,
there's I'm accepting the risk that I might die doing it.
yeah, just yeah, exactly.
But I'm not forcing you to take this. Like you're do like
Yeah, you're buying it from me. Yeah, it's a business. It's a
it's
business thing.
yeah, the transaction is consensual, bro. So I
Yeah,
don't think the answer is like, oh, let's lock people up for that. I mean, even Colorado, bro, like at the dispensaries, they have fucking tubs of weed just out on the table there. And all I can think is there are people in jail for this amount of weed.
hmm
And in here, though, it's just out on the table. It's like,
and I will say too, like it's like systemic racism. I've opened my eyes up to this a lot more.
yeah,
If I were pulled over with the little amount of weed I had on me right now, I think I have a pretty good chance of driving home. But I think the skin color does change a bit to like because if you think about it, cops are the same as us going into the military, like 18, 19, 20-year-old dudes just getting into this position of power. And the patrol car is the least amount of power, and they're still expressing it like they have this shit ton, you know?
I mean, I think in reality they do have a shit like the street cops.
Yeah.
I mean, they
Yeah,
can
and
arrest you.
yeah.
You know.
Yeah. But even still, that's like that's the smallest amount of power you get when you just join, you know?
Yeah, I think it's like a big thing where like they don't have to go to school for that long to become a cop. You
It's
know,
yeah, it's a year or two, yeah. It's cheaper.
but I think there is definitely like a racism component. Like I've been pulled over, and my story of getting pulled over is a lot differently than our friends, like our
Yeah,
black friends. Like you
yeah.
heard what happened to him? They fucking just picked his ass up and carried him. Like I don't know if that would happen with me.
I don't know that story.
Of our friend that got arrested when we were sending him like messages and shit.
Oh, yeah, that's right, that's right. Yeah, yeah,
He,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
he
yeah.
told us what happened. It's like,
Yeah,
oh
I
my
remember
god,
now,
that's
yep.
fucking horrifying, dude.
Yeah.
Like when I got pulled over, right? The dude saw that I had ammo in my glove box, like a box like 50, 40 cal bullets, right? And I told him that it was for my gun at the house, but I have it with me in case I need to go somewhere, right? And he was like, oh, okay. It's like, well, on one hand, I'm glad that nothing escalated from there, but it was like if I was, darker, would that have been the same outcome?
Yeah,
I don't know.
if you looked less Jewish.
Dude, people really thought I was Egyptian, bro. I'm like a pretty racially ambiguous guy,
Yeah, I would say so, yeah.
especially when I get more tan, dude.
Yeah, I'm getting there, dude.
Oh yeah.
I'm
But
getting some sun.
you got blue eyes. That's the problem.
Yeah, I'm blind, blue eyes. I can't go nowhere without someone knowing I'm European.
You're a perfect Aryan, bro. I'm like that CIA spy you took the course from,
Yeah, yeah.
Andrew. What I think his name is.
Yeah, my boy Bustamante.
Yeah, bro. Like a brown guy with long hair will blend in anywhere.
I should reach out to him too. I feel
Yeah,
bad for reaching out to people with a bigger audience. Like we don't deserve to talk to people with a bigger audience. That big of an audience, you know?
Yeah, I'm
Like
kind of the
I
same
don't
way.
want it to feel transaction. I feel like I don't know because when we have 100,000 followers and shit, I would want to use that followers to bring up other people. So maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, I think, yeah, you're right. Like, I think you'd have to be a pretty big douche to say, "Hey,
Yeah.
this guy only has 200 subs. He's not worthy of my time." Like,
Yeah.
who the hell are you, bro? Like, God's gonna say, "Oh, you got 200,000, a million subs. Go right on in."
Yeah.
Like that, I think is fucking pointless, bro. It's the amount of people that you
Fudge it,
help.
bro.
Yeah, bro.
Fudge it.
This is a dope stream, though, dude. This is a good idea.
Yeah, no, I like this. I think we'll start doing these a little more often, just letting it rip.
It's cool. Yeah, it's because like a podcast, like we're ourselves, but it's different than just kind of getting on a live stream,
Yeah.
like just ripping it, bro.
Yeah, it's a lot different. That's what I was thinking when I was setting this up. It's like, nah, we need to sit back and relax like we're just in our own Discord.
I mean, this, yeah.
We gotta raise awareness, bro. Let people know who we are, what we're about. That's what it is.
Shout out to you, though. I'm gonna fuck this up. Kyoto. If I'm mispronouncing that, I apologize. But shout out to you for watching us, bro. That's super
Kyoto,
cool.
Japan.
Like, what's it in Japan? Like fucking 9 in the
Oh, it's
morning,
gotta be
maybe.
pretty early, yeah.
Hawaii is a 5 hour earlier than us, so they're probably like 8 or 9, dude.
Yeah. Oh, earlier? Yeah, so it's yeah, shit.
So early, so early,
Hey, early in the
early in the
morning.
morning.
Oh, dude, when I was hanging out with those chicks, they played what's the song? There's a hole, there's a hole, there's a hole in the bottom of the sea.
Fucking hate that kid.
They played the real song. I didn't know there was a real song.
What?
There's a real song with that cadence and tone.
What
Like
the
we
fuck?
got, yeah, the army got that from somewhere. They played it and they were drinking to it. So like
No.
you pass the phone. Yeah. So like if I get the hole in the bottom of the sea, you get the frog on a log on the hole in the bottom of the sea, and you have to drink through the whole thing.
I
Pretty
didn't
cool
realize
game.
that was a real song,
Like
dude.
let that leak into the military, bro. You know,
I didn't.
everybody's wasted.
That song's "Stand" by Eminem.
Stan, yeah, rip.
My tea's gone cold. I'm wondering. I didn't realize that was an actual song either.
What?
I didn't realize that was an actual song. That's a separate song.
Separate song from what?
The Stan one. That part where that chick's going, "My tea's gone cold. I'm wondering why."
Oh, that's a separate. Oh, those lyrics are part of
Yeah.
a different song.
Mhm.
That's crazy.
Yeah, bro.
Shit.
I fuck with those like where it's a dude and a chick rapping, bro.
Oh yeah, that's it's one of my favorites.
That,
Emily
that
Affliction has a really good one. I might have to send you.
oh yeah, I'm gonna hear that. I was listening to the ghetto gospel at the gym, bro. Elton John and
Oh,
Tupac, bro.
hey,
Hit him with a
hey.
little ghetto gospel. Those who wish follow me. Shout out to Tupac, bro.
Cover. You want to cover some Russian shit real quick, or you want to cut it off?
We can go for it, dude. I ain't got nowhere to be right now.
What is it? Eight eight helicopters shot down in the past 12 hours.
That is fucking remarkable, bro.
I think they're trying to say it's a Russian coup. It's not legit or something, like they're trying to scam the Russian population or something like that.
Like
And,
those,
and now our boy Ilian, Belarus is part of the pot now.
yeah, I
They're
heard like
oh nah.
what, Putin tried to go over there, and the guy was like, "Yeah, fuck off."
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. No, yeah, Belarus dude is not happy with it all. To leave me out of this.
I would say the same shit, dude.
Yeah, dude,
Like
this is not my battle.
they destroyed what, 8 helicopters? You said.
Yep.
Like the group that's doing that, they don't have an air force. Like
Yeah.
8 helicopters, bro. Sign me up to go over there if they shoot down 8 of our aircraft, bro. I would lay waste
Yeah, no.
to that whole fucking.
Yeah. No, that'd be the most motivated I've been in my life.
Do you know why they're all like? Why the mercenaries are all like, "Oh, we don't fuck with Russia no more"?
Um I it's because the death rate in Russia. I want to say like they're losing so many people, and so I heard Putin is giving money to the families that are lending them the father, and if they die, he gives them more money. So I think people are now just getting fed up with the whole like it's been going on for too long. I mean, we're almost at a year and a half now, right?
I think, yeah.
Like yeah, they've been fighting this war for quite some time now. Like I think people are just over it. They're done. Like we're not getting anything out of it. Let them. But at the same, so we don't know because we're Westerners and propaganda and all that. But was it truly an invasion or was it invoked? All that we don't. I don't. I think they don't know over there, and they're starting to believe it was a lie and Putin provoked and all that. I'm
Yeah,
not sure. Don't take my word on any of this, but that's what I believe, and that's in a mercenary's point of view. That's why I would turn on my leader as well, like
or
just like
maybe
Joey B, bro.
they know and they're just like, this isn't really worth it anymore.
Yeah, yeah. Just think about it. If we went over there, or we had to do something like that for Joey B, or Joey B got us into some war, some stupid shit on our own soil. I I I find it hard to believe that our military wouldn't turn on Joey B. You
Like
know?
if I'm trying to think of like an equivalency. Like
Yeah.
if China was trying to put a base in Mexico,
Uh-huh.
would we just be like, all right, it's been going on for a year and a half. Maybe this isn't really worth it anymore. I mean, if
I
all
think
my
so because there's so much coming out now, like especially with America. So I don't know. I should probably actually look into some Russian media, but I think after like a year and it's just like the Afghanistan shit, Iraq shit, it all caught up to them, and it's like, what are we doing here? Is this really worth the fight?
yeah, I think it's just you can only kill so many fathers, husbands, grandfathers before people are just like, fuck it, let them have it. It's not
Yeah,
worth it.
yeah. Like especially with them because they're not the same culturally, but they're pretty Russian on both sides.
I mean, Ukraine was part of the
You know?
Soviet Union.
Yeah, like it's. I don't know how we could compare that to America. Maybe Britain attacking Britain.
I don't know either, but I mean, I
Like
can't fault people though for saying,
I'm over it.
nothing's
Yeah,
nothing seems to be happening and all of our family members keep dying. It's like, is any outcome worth that?
yeah.
Say they win the
Even
war
if
tomorrow.
even yeah, yeah, exactly. Strategically, like just like China, you now have like what 70%, 65% males in this generation because
Oh,
they did
China?
probably yeah.
I think it's more than that, but yeah.
Yeah, it's some shit like that. Like it's the same thing with Russia. It's like what at what point do we realize? Look, we're running not running out of men, but we're losing some great men over there. What are we doing? What are we fighting for? I mean, I don't know. I guess I would find it hard to believe that within a year and a half they'd get to that point because that's I don't know if we started a new war wherever the fuck. How long would it take us to get to that point? Like, well, look, what are we fighting for? Do we really need this? What's the end goal? Like,
I mean, the shitty thing too, Trevor, is like the people in the Ukraine they're thinking the exact same thing.
yeah,
How
yeah,
many men do we have to lose before, we just say fuck this, it's not worth it. Whatever
yeah.
outcome Russia would bring us is not going to be more severe than all of our men getting killed.
Yeah, and even like the men going to battle. It's like when do you start losing morale on that front? The men not wanting to go into battle. Just like I'll keep comparing it to Joey B coming into office. When he came into office, no one in our regiment was willing to go deploy and shit anymore. Before
Yeah,
that, it was like, dude, when can I deploy next? Where can I go next? When that hit, it was like, all right, fuck this. I'm not going nowhere. Dude, we need you to go somewhere. We don't have anyone else. Dude, fuck that. For what?
I remember thinking, yeah, it's like under Trump, like because the most common issue that we would have over there is we get balled up and captured, right? I knew that if that happened to me, Trump would send the kitchen sink package to come
Yeah.
get my ass, right? But with Joe Biden, it was like, well, okay, suppose he would, right? I don't know if he would, but suppose he did. Could he even manage something like that?
Yeah. And maybe that's what's happening is they're losing their faith in Putin.
Oh, dude, I was telling my dad about this. He was telling me like when I was in the army under Trump, right? People would come up to him and be like, "Your son's in the army," after they find out under Trump, and he'd be like, "Yeah," and they're like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. That's really got to suck to be under
Oh,
Trump."
brother.
And it's like, bro, these people are so ignorant. They don't realize how much better it was under this guy because they're so
Yeah.
blinded. Because
Even dude, when I was first joining, my mom was saying that, like, I don't know, we just got a new president, like it's iffy. You don't know what could happen. Like, just be sure this is what you want to do. I'm like, fucking, I don't know, Trump. Like, I don't care what other people say. If I was gonna do it, this seems like the better time than ever.
Well, yeah, and it's like, bro, yeah, like I was in under Obama. Like people don't realize like that dude bombed more people than fucking anyone.
Yeah.
But he was on Ellen though, so it's whatever, dude. No one cares, right?
Yeah, he went on Oprah.
Yeah, I don't know, bro. What the shittiest thing is that they could have had peace in that country in the Ukraine without a war at all.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
That's that. Hey, tie it back, run it all the way back, bro, with the yelling shit. Like there is a point where you can strictly talk about the issue going on and negotiate the issue, and the
oh
point
yeah,
to where you need to start a war, I don't think they reached in Ukraine. But
mhm.
once Joey B stepped in, all of a sudden they reached that point.
Well, I mean,
But for
it
the past
was.
4 years with Trump, we were good. You know what I'm
I
saying? It's
heard
the ability to talk.
like Andrew Bustamante, right, on the podcast. He was saying that one of the reasons that happened is because like the weapons that the US makes, right? The how do I say this? The most prestigious kind of qualification those weapons can have is battle tested.
Ha,
But they don't
ha.
they can't get that level, that qualification if we're not at war, right?
Yep.
And so it's like, well, okay, we're out of Afghanistan. 6 months later, we're at another war. Like, you mean to tell me that's a coincidence?
Yeah, that's a good point.
There's so much
Yeah.
money to be made, and people
It's
don't
like
care.
everybody wants the military grade till they get the military grade.
Yeah, yeah. Until yeah, I mean, they don't give a fuck, bro. What it costs? Do they? You think these people care about
Yeah.
you know Ukrainian lives or whatever? Like, heck no, bro. They care
And
about
it's
getting
to the
their
point where we're like,
qualification.
yeah, now we're in another war and we're train like the army's training and we're losing helicopters in training for this bullshit war. Like what are we training for, man?
I don't know. That's one of the reasons
Come
I got out, bro.
on.
Training nonstop for a war that we're not fighting at the time, or when we are fighting a war, it's like a pointless one for no
Or
reason,
it's
bro.
yeah, like endless war.
I mean, yeah. How
Oh
long?
shit.
How long were we in Afghanistan for? 20 years, bro.
Yeah, bro. With dads fighting alongside their sons. That's
How?
like what the fuck are
What
we doing?
war in history can a dad and a son fight in the same war, bro?
Like on the battlefield together, front lines. That's insane, dude. That's
It's
insane.
fucking so. It's like, could you even do that if you designed a war plan
Yeah.
for it to take
Like,
25 fucking years, bro? I couldn't do that if I tried. It's just
yeah. Like, come on.
makes me think, bro. Like if I was a Vietnam vet, I would have totally been like one of those anti-war hippies when I came back.
Oh, dude. Look at us now, bro. 20.
We're yeah,
Imagine us
we're
back then. We're like, we could just take shrooms on the street.
it's like
What
did
else would we
nothing
do?
did nothing make you more anti-war than being a vet, dude.
Yeah. No, that's
But pe-
facts.
but people will act like, oh, because you don't want to go to war with Russia, you're unpatriotic or something. It's like, no, people don't have to die
Yeah.
for what? For no reason, bro. I don't
It's
know,
time to
man.
grow up and just talk. That's why we like, and how the fuck do you do that when you literally cannot? Joe Biden
Or
literally cannot talk.
it's like what?
So how do we have that guy leading?
Well, it's like if you imagine too, though, like Ukraine and Russia want to talk, but they can't because fucking the West won't let them.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, what, dude?
Yeah, it's just
That would
need
really
to get our
tick
shit
me off,
together.
bro. Yeah, for real.
Well,
Oh man, dude.
what are your hopes for this next election then?
I hope a Republican wins.
Yeah.
I'm
That's what I
thinking
was telling
it'll.
my dad. If it's anyone blue, I think America will be fed up with it.
Yeah, I think what we're seeing now is Joe Biden. They're going to get rid of him, and they're either going to put in probably Gavin Newsom or fucking Michelle Obama, like an absolute wild card.
Yeah, that they haven't announced yet.
Yeah, yeah, like Gavin Newsom or Michelle Obama, because they're both like Gavin Newsom's making a lot of talk about other states, so I think he's kind of setting himself up to be in that position. I mean, you see,
Okay.
they're talking more shit about Joe Biden and his son. All that
Mm-hmm.
shit's coming out now.
Yep.
So I think he'll be getting the boot if they can.
You saw the charges dropped on Joe or on Hunter Biden?
Oh, you got a plea deal, bro. Yeah,
Yeah. What the fuck is that?
He's a fucking president's son, dude. They don't give a fuck.
Uh-huh.
That's what I'm saying. They're so blatant with their corruption. They don't give a fuck, bro.
No.
So I think, yeah, they'll be getting the door, and then Gavin Newsom will be coming in, or Michelle Obama, and then it'll either be Trump or DeSantis. Probably DeSantis, because they're going to find a way to get Trump in jail, bro.
Yeah. I don't think DeSantis should be it anyways, though.
I don't know, bro. I think he would do a not bad job. It's just
Yeah.
he doesn't have the charisma that Trump has, you know.
Hey, Trump said it himself. He said, Mr. DeSanctimonium.
The sanctimonious, yeah.
That's needs a personality transplant.
It's like an it factor thing, bro. Like
Yeah.
Trump hasn't. Trump will announce a rally with
Tonight.
5 minutes tonight,
Mhm.
yeah.
Well.
And then that bitch will have fucking 50,000 people, bro. Like
Yeah,
people
I agree.
people love that guy, and I don't think DeSantis has that kind of. I don't see what's stopping him from, like, he's doing a good job in Florida, bro. Like, just stay down there until the next election. Like, what's he, 45 or some crazy shit?
Yeah.
Like, you got the time, bro. Just stay down there. You're already doing a good job. Like, the people of Florida reelected you in a landslide. They clearly like you. Like, just stay down there. I don't.
And rack up that resume.
Yeah, like, but if Trump does get fucking, you know, I don't know if they could ban him from running entirely, right?
Yeah, I don't know anything.
But I think the more shit that happens to him, the more likely he is to get elected.
And you'd be a fool if you didn't think this was all part of their plan or attacked, because this dude, I mean, the whole time he wasn't president, they had all this shit happen years ago. So they couldn't try to indict him in 2023 or 2022, 2021.
Over some fucking paperwork shit, bro.
Yeah,
like I didn't hear a single bad thing about Trump until he ran for president.
Well, that's what I'm saying. This year, yeah, right? That's what, until he ran again.
2016. Before that,
yeah. That's what I'm saying now is they're bringing shit back from 2017, 18 when he was in office, and they're only bringing it back now. Like, y'all didn't think about this shit when he got out of office. You guys are doing it now for, I mean, come on.
Yeah, it's just a more extreme version of what they did before he ran at all. Mac Miller had a fucking song called Donald Trump. No one had a bad thing to say until he fucking started running for office. And then it's like, oh, Orange Hitler. Like, oh, he's been hiding amongst us for the last 60 years. Give me a break, bro. Like, what's he, like, accused of raping some chick, bro? Like, you mean to tell me that Trump of all people back in the 80s or 90s had to rape someone? Give me a break, bro. Chicks are throwing themselves at that man. Like, it doesn't make sense, but thank God I think it's pretty like transparent. People can see that it's obviously wrong.
And now it's, if you even look at the Dr. Hotez thing with Joe Rogan, Hotez is not getting away with it. The shit he's trying to pull.
Oh, that's that dude that fucking don't want to debate Robert Kennedy.
Yeah, now the past couple of days he's just been posting like articles from mainstream media, and if you go to any of his posts on Twitter, scroll through it, all of the comments are, dude, you're a fraud, like, we're not listening to you, quit standing behind mainstream media, all this crazy shit. Like, it's, and the dude was getting paid by the government to make the vaccine. So,
well, I mean, what gets me, dude, is like the reason he doesn't want to debate Joe Rogan is for the credibility of the medical establishment.
Right? Like, what are you doing then? Your job is to tell us. Like, is that not your job? Like, you need to convey to us that we're in a health crisis. That's your job. You are the subject matter expert. I'm not going to tell you we're not in a mental health crisis, but when I look around with my own two eyes, we're not. And like, I'm not seeing hospitals packed and going to the gym and I see 2 ambulances because COVID spiked. No, I'm not. I'm not seeing.
You got a guy on the bench press with a ventilator in, dude.
Yeah, like I'm not seeing people dying from this horrific pandemic. People aren't seeing it, so we're raising questions. That's how it works, dog. Like, that's just, is that not science right there? Like, come on.
And 2, though, what credibility does the medical establishment have right now?
That's the problem. So, like, you should be jumping the gun on if you're right, you should be jumping up, trying to regain that credibility. Like, look, man, here are the facts. Here's why we did what we did. It's like, come on,
If
bro.
I knew that I could wipe the floor with your ass in a debate, dude, I would have no problem doing it. You
If
know?
I believed all your points were wrong based on the science that I have done, I would hop on to tell you how you're wrong, why you're wrong. And especially in the position he's in, where these people are saying you're wrong. People have been telling you, hey man, you're wrong. And now you have the opportunity to one, donate $2 million to charity. That's how big the
$2
pot is.
million,
And now
dude.
you're turning that down because you believe the science should speak for itself. Okay, no one knows the science.
Y'all, it's like we were talking about leadership, bro. Like if people don't understand what you're saying, you're not explaining it well enough.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Like if you're wrong, people are gonna call you out. If you're not making sense, I'm gonna say, dude, this don't make sense. And
Think
that's
about
when you should double down, or because you're not doubling down, we know you're lying.
think about it like this too. If there was a podcast with two guys who were devout atheists and they wanted to debate us on the benefits of religion, they say it only hurts people. We say it's beneficial to people, right?
I'm gonna hop on that bitch as
In
soon
a
as I can.
fucking heartbeat, dude. In a heartbeat, I would hop on that shit.
That's why the last episode we had that guy in the comments talking about it, and we brought up every fucking comment because it is something we want to help y'all. Like we
Every
want to help
single one,
what
bro.
we know we want to help. That's what human nature should be. That's what it feels like it is. We go through shit and then we want to help other people go through shit.
But
Maybe
they
it's just because that's who I am, but I don't know.
but like they run from these debates, right? And then try and act holier than thou. We don't want to diminish our credibility. And it's like you don't have any credibility.
Yeah,
So
you're not
it's like
diminishing anything. Bro,
like
I don't know if you listened to the episode with RFK too, but
I tried his voice, man.
his voice, and actually, I think he needs to warm it up because like 15, 20 minutes in, he was sounding all right. I
Oh
don't know.
yeah.
Do you know what's wrong with it?
I think he's had like a disease or something, bro.
That's what I figured. Like he had to get surgery on his vocal cord or
It's
something.
it's an actual disease, but it doesn't make him any easier to listen to.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, dude. It's just oh
No,
boy.
no, I'm with you because I put on that podcast and within like 3 minutes, I'm like, bro, I don't know if I'll make it. But he was
Yeah.
saying, dude, like he's been trying. He's got a book on the real Anthony Fauci that sold 1 million in 3 months, and he's been trying to debate people on the topic and on vaccines and on pesticides and all this stuff because he's an environmentalist. Most like first and foremost, that's what he stands for. If you don't know, is he's worked his whole life because he was fishing with his dad as a kid, and now you see less of that because the pools and lakes and all that shit is toxic. You can't fish in there. There's no fish. So that's what he's kind of set forth to do. And he's been trying to debate these people. One time he was stepping in front of Congress, said, hey, someone's going to show up and be there with you. You'll both get 10 minutes. Then they added another person. There's two people. Hey, now you're going to get 8 minutes. Then they added another person. There's 4 people on this panel now, and you're one of them. You guys each get 6 minutes. 6 minutes. He said, perfect. That's all I need. He showed up, and all of the people are gone. They're not there.
What?
That he showed up, and they did not show. So
All
like
of
these people won't debate him. Like he's been asking for debates. People aren't they aren't debating. And that's the problem. Like I don't know. Maybe it's something new. I don't know when. I that is the heart of science. Constant debate, constant curiosity. That's what it should be. That's what it means to be in the field of science. My dad will talk about it for hours
oh
on end.
dude. Yeah.
Like and it's shut down. Like, I don't know. I've never seen two scientists go at it. Maybe that's because the platform of podcasts just came out. But throwing two scientists together and saying, "Look, settle this shit." Joe Rogan can mediate it, bro. Like if he
He
can't, fucking do, anyone else can. Like
he has an
Nate,
older episode, yeah, with Brett Weinstein and
yeah,
Jordan Peterson. That's a
yeah,
good one.
that's just
But
catch.
like that's why I have a lot of respect for my dad. Like my dad's a pretty left-leaning guy on most issues, right? But he's sensical. And he says one of the shit that annoys him about the left is the trust the science crowd. It's like,
Yeah,
isn't science all about questioning? Like, why can we not question this? Because we don't
I
have.
don't think I've once trusted the science
I mean, because
on
the
anything.
science is fucking wrong so many times, bro. Like you can take COVID for example. They were saying, "Oh, trust
Oh,
the
no, no.
science." The science told me on the TV that if I got this vaccine, I wouldn't catch COVID. fucking a year later, it's like, oh well, you will, you probably just won't die. It's like, okay, I don't have a problem with science changing. It's when y'all come out and say, oh, we know for a fact that the
Yeah.
science tells us this, and then that's not true.
I'm about to start calling it Bovid.
Bovid?
Yeah. So that we
What?
don't get taken down.
Oh, for real though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Chocolate
like
bit cookies.
I know science changes, and so that makes me further just not understand the, oh, we know this for a
Yeah.
fact.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially
Like,
when it hasn't been tested. That was a big thing they were talking about is they never tested it. They
for real
gave this
though.
vaccine to everyone without even testing it. Like, what
How,
the fuck,
how do
dog?
you know this vaccine won't kill people in 50 years?
That well, and what RFK was saying is they were using there's a good mercury and a bad mercury, and they were using the good one. That's he said he talked to a scientist or a COVID guy about it, and that's what he said is there's a good mercury and there's a bad mercury, and you just have to know the difference. It's like, what dog? Look at I've never seen on the periodic table good mercury and bad mercury. There's one mercury, and it's not
Mercury.
good for our body.
Well,
Like
yeah,
it's
the next time
fucking
at the grocery store, I'll make sure to look out for the good mercury, not the bad
yeah,
mercury.
like what the fuck, dude? Come on.
But
But yeah,
like
shit.
to say though that like, oh, a layman can't debate these topics. It's like most of the people in the U.S. are not fucking expert scientists. Like
Yeah. Like
you might
it's
not like it, but you have to be able to explain these concepts to people who aren't familiar with them.
yeah.
That shit's gonna
Well,
get us taken off YouTube, bro.
yeah, whatever. This part isn't on YouTube, so
Oh,
I
okay.
don't know if I have the full thing to put on Rumble, but I'll at least try my best.
Well, shout out to Rumble, bro. I'm super glad we're alive right now. Just doing our podcast thing, like with that option there.
Yeah, yeah, because even I don't know if we're going live. We have to gain a following. I think we need like 10 subscribers or something on Rumble. So if y'all listening, please go check us out on
Yeah.
Rumble. Same thing, mind over matter. Because I would like to go live on there instead of really anything else. It'll probably be that in Twitch once we can, or that in Twitter once we can.
Yeah, we
We
could
just
start shouting Rumble out more. Yeah, like tweeting
yeah,
about it and shit.
yeah.
But I mean, 10 years ago, there was no alternative to YouTube. Or,
Yeah, Rumble still definitely has their shit they got to work through. I switched. I was watching Redonkulous, the guy I mentioned earlier, and they switched over to Rumble to talk about some shit, and it wasn't. The connection wasn't good. Like I don't know what it
yeah,
was. It was perfectly fine on YouTube, but the connection on Rumble was just not good. So they got some shit to work out. But hey, there is a plus. I was listening to a Twitter Space today that had like 12,000 people in it, and maybe that were you listening to the same one as I was?
I
The
was
cool one.
listening to a Russia one with
Yeah,
this
Russia coup.
Mario guy. Yeah.
Yeah, and there I don't know if it was 10,000 or if there was 100,000, but they did it. They Elon, dude, I don't know how the fuck you did it because that shit worked pretty damn flawlessly. And about a month ago, it was not working for you, boys. So we
Well,
love to
yeah.
see it making strides. I would
That
like to see a live stream, like not a live stream, like a video reel, almost like YouTube. You could go on, and it's just video recommended. We need
yeah.
something like that on Twitter for you page, and you like I'm sure there's some back end computer shit he could do to where only the videos get posted to this part or whatever the fuck, instead of the for you page. Sure,
Yeah.
there's some mainframe shit you could figure out, but
I mean, they're working on it. Hunt the good stuff,
yeah,
bro.
that's dude,
Rumble's
that's
working on it. Like
oh yeah, bro. Like that's
Elon Musk,
we love it.
smart guy, bro, working on it.
We love it.
It's an exciting time to be alive, bro. A lot of
Especially
upwards
as
growth.
a content creator.
I would say there's no better time to be a content creator.
Amen,
The
brother.
fact that such a position even exists, I think, is a
Is
W.
is unbelievable. And for me, it just helps me out so much because it just keeps my ideas turning. Like when I'm thinking about something, I'm like, oh, how can I spin that for the podcast? Like the Titanic shit. Like how could I use this current event to extract mental health issues from it?
Yeah, like there's a nugget of info there.
Yeah, yeah. So it's just I'm no longer just like going through life listening to some bullshit. Now I have a purpose to listen to the bullshit and throw a little spin on it.
Yeah, I mean
You
it's
know
a
what I'm
dope
saying?
thing too because if you didn't have the content creation avenue, you just kind of be consuming all this bad news.
Yeah.
and that wouldn't really be productive.
Yeah,
But
I guess it gives me a little critical thinking aspect to watching the news instead of just watching the news. Instead of, I mean, you got like my mom and dad. I guess it makes me feel better about when I'm watching the news because you got people like my mom and dad who just watch the news and then they talk about it, bitch about it, whatever it is, or get into
but
a conversation.
they're not. They're taking things at face value too. Like we know that
Yeah.
there's more behind the scenes that's going on.
Yeah, I mean, they kind of know. Me and my dude, we're fixing up this room right across from me behind the camera.
Yeah,
It's like double the size of this room. Throwing in some flooring again, and I think I'm gonna make it a studio for me and the pops to just be able to come in, sit down, and bool.
like a man cave.
Not even. I mean, yeah, maybe shit.
I mean,
Didn't think
y'all.
about that.
I think dads need that, dude. Like
Oh yeah, dude.
my dad's, I think, like 55. I want to say.
Yeah, same here. Shit,
Yeah,
56.
like I think, yeah, especially in the 50s, bro. You need that kind of like, and when they can talk to us too, like we're men and not
Yeah,
kids.
imagine being a dad and your whole life you can't really talk to your son until he grows up to be a man. And now that I am a man, like you gotta cherish that shit.
Yeah, and we don't really have men's clubs, like.
He was just telling me how his buddy has a little father get together that he hasn't gone to yet. I'm like, dude, you need to
Oh, he
go.
ought to. What the fuck?
No, dude, it's just
Like
like
this
some
'50s
bunch
is a
of dads
lonely
getting together.
decade, and
That's
you
then
need.
that's why I didn't leave, man. I saw how lonely they were getting.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I know they'd be fine going out and doing their own thing. At the same time, though, yesterday, like I helped my mom with a bunch of shit she was cleaning, and she needed a second hand. My dad had to work. I got to fix my dad's roof tomorrow. He's not gonna climb up on that roof. He's not
Oh,
gonna
for
do
real?
that shit. Like no, it's. I'm on the second story. He ain't getting up here. I gotta,
Oh,
what is it? I gotta trim trees tomorrow, trim branches that are hanging over the roof. I don't want my dad doing that. Like,
yeah. I was
like
gonna say,
like,
I went on the roof. My parents' house is a single story, and I went on the roof with my dad, and it's just like this is kind of sketch, bro.
yeah, dude, I don't want you up here. Let me do this shit. I'll figure it out. At least I can like catch myself. And if I'm hanging off the thing, I know I could pull myself up. If I fall and I have to, like I don't want my dad out there doing that
No,
shit.
and it's such a
And
great
just
feeling too, bro, to be able to help
yeah,
your.
no, when my mom came to me, like we were moving my little brother and he was done. We all came home. He was at his place. We were at ours. My mom was like, dude, I don't know. I don't know how, like we needed you there to do that. Like we couldn't have done that without you. Literally could not have done that. Same thing with the basketball hoop, everything.
I
Just
mean, shit. That AC part I was telling you I fixed with my dad, right?
mhm.
Like we kind of figured out what was wrong with it. And he went to the Home Depot, and Four really wanted to go see her mom, right? And I'm like, shit, I can't. Like, I knew it was frustrating my dad, right? And I'm like, I'm sorry, we cannot leave right now. Like, we
Yeah.
have to fix this shit, right?
Yeah.
When you're fixing something, you got to go to the Home Depot. You're always pissed off.
He's always over there,
And
bro.
I'm like, this has bothered him. I got to be here to fucking help his ass out.
Yeah.
But I mean, she was really like, she understood that, But I mean, there is no better feeling, I guess, than fucking helping your parents out, dude.
Big facts. That's why I ain't leaving, man. Then yesterday, yeah, after cleaning with my mom, we got to watch a couple movies.
And like, dude, they're so pumped about having you there too,
Oh,
bro.
dude. Eating it up.
Like, that's such a fucking good thing for them too, bro. Like,
Mm-hmm.
if you have a good relationship with your parents, I think it's like a remarkably good thing to have.
Dude, yeah, like I always bring it up. The Latino family lived the longest. There's a reason because of it. They all stay in, and I don't know where I heard this from too, but imagine like if like, the closer your family is, the more chance you have to succeed. If I had right now, my cousin's in like an hour and a half away. My other cousin's 45 minutes. My brother's 2 hours. If we all were in the same area, we split an apartment and or split a house, and we all save money, and now we all have money to put towards our future. You know what I'm saying? Like the more you're with the like your family, the more you have the chance to succeed. That's why look at the Jewish community, bro.
Oh, dude, shout out to the Jews, yeah. Like
Yeah,
they're such a community oriented people. I mean, the
yeah.
Mexicans too, bro. You see that a lot in
Mhm,
Colorado. Like they're just
mhm.
fucking tight with each other. And I'm like, bro,
Yeah,
how did us white folk miss out on that?
yeah. No, I don't know.
Got a
You
lot of
don't see
respect.
many. Uh, you don't see many Hispanic feminists.
No, shout out to the fucking Hispanics, bro. They're a
Yeah,
mad
you know
conservative
what I'm
group.
saying. Like you don't see many of that.
And
Yeah.
then they recognize effort too. Like when I speak Spanish to Flora's mom, bro, she eats that shit up, bro.
Oh yeah. How about my text?
I showed her that. I
Yeah?
showed Flora's mom that shit, dude. She was like, "This is some funny shit." She said it's better than I would have said it in English. Mhm.
Bang!
Good to go. Good to
Yes!
go, bro. I was like, I feel kind of stupid when I speak Spanish because I know it's not correct, but fucking her mom is like, dude, even the just trying, it's like she knows that I'm not comfortable because she doesn't feel comfortable speaking English, But I'm like, fuck, I'll try. Like y'all,
Yeah,
I ain't
yeah.
going nowhere, bro. Y'all know me for 10 years, dude. If I was going somewhere, I'd have left already. Yeah, you have to get along with me.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. Shout out to the moms.
Oh, shout out to all the moms, bro. And like, yeah, her grandma too, bro. I told her I got this Duolingo app. I'm gonna try and learn Spanish more.
Look at him.
Yeah, but I'm like, yeah, y'all will have to kind of speak slowly around me because they speak fast as fuck. Bro.
Yeah, no, it's like you gotta learn a certain vocabulary so you can piece out the sentences. You're not gonna
Yeah.
catch every sentence, bro. You'll never catch every word in a sentence.
I think
Like,
you really, do you really
fucking-
need
what-
to? Like, if you're talking about the grocery store dinner or something,
Yeah,
you can
like
infer a lot.
get you some context clues, bro.
It's like Spanish. The word for like porque, it's like because and why are the same word.
Yeah, poor K. No, but poor space K is because and poor K is why. Like there's that you know what I'm saying? Like that's nuts.
Yeah, it's like it literally translates to for what, but it's like that means why and because. Like, okay, I kind of understand that with it meaning for what, It's just context clues, and it's not easy when like Flora's grandma, bro. She's kind of hard to understand. She sounds like "Hola, Kevin." Like I love the woman, dude. She's phenomenal. It's just kind of difficult to understand her. And she was like telling me what to say, like some shit in Spanish, like a word or something. I'm like, bro, I don't know if my white mouth can move like that. It's like fucking her mom when she tries to say
my
Walmart.
tongue don't do that.
When her mom, no, she says Walmart.
Yeah, Walmart.
Walmart. Yeah, I'm like, bro, I don't know if my mouth.
Even Frank used to throw some extra S's in there.
Yeah, yeah.
They love doing that.
It's like, is that how we sound in Spanish? Shit, as long as you can understand.
Yeah, exactly. I understand you. I don't give a shit. And just like her mom, I think it's funny. Yeah, like when he says "is" instead of "was" or some shit.
I mean,
the fuck this is.
It's such like a big sign of respect too. I think for people.
Oh yeah.
Like I've seen it was last night. It was a YouTube short, and it was this dude going to like this African ass supermarket, and he starts speaking the language. And like before, they were kind of cold to him, but after he said some like one sentence in their language, they love this guy, bro.
Oh,
it's like I guarantee you, he butchered whatever the fuck he was trying to say, but he made the effort, so they appreciate it.
And they might understand a little bit. Yeah,
dude.
But all right, we'll end it there, fellas, ladies and gents. Thank you all for tuning in. We had a blast with it. We'll be doing more. Sad part is it takes hours and hours to edit some of this shit. Like if I wanted to get clips out of this, I don't know how long it would take me even.
I want to look at Adobe from here, bro. See what's up with that.
It takes so damn long, dude. But I got a couple that we could try and do. But we'll catch y'all next time. We got to get a schedule going is what we got to do.
Yeah, we'll make something happen, dude.
But peace out.